Welcome to Planning Phase Syndicate, episode 119. We're here to stay, baby. Tonight, we're going to be talking about extended list building for packs. Joining us will be Chris and Pete from the YAXP podcast, and they're going to come over to us so that we can talk a little bit about packs, what's going on there. So in case you want to join all the festivities the first week in December, you're welcome to join us. We're also going to be covering some local store championships, how Alex robbed me out of the win to get my store champ invite tonight, even though he'd never played me. And we're going to talk a little bit about the 2 world qualifiers that happened this weekend. With that being said, let me bring in my co-host for tonight. Please welcome to the podcast, Alex. The store champ is yours finally. Thanks to Tanner. How are you tonight, sir?
Oh, I'm doing well. Tired. Don't know why, but I'm ready. I'm excited.
You didn't have enough beer while we were playing X-Wing. I think
That's true.
Cody is the only one that I saw having more beer than anyone else. And maybe that's because he didn't have to drive. So
no, I drank it by the time I got back to the table. Cody's just late.
Fair enough. Also joining us is JJ. He loves the Lions and will submit to their ultimate winning streak forever. How are you tonight, sir?
Very, very disappointed that the Lions are doing better than my team. Holy crap.
Yeah, you should be, because it's
embarrassing.
I mean, we're 4-1, right? Now,
yes, I know. That's why it's embarrassing.
In fairness, they played who did they play? The Panthers today. And they're 0-4. So I get it. This was kind of a give me game, but just want to make sure you understand. And I'm telling you, if the Lions make the Super Bowl, you're gonna have to do something insane on the show. I don't know, maybe we'll put you in. We'll get you a full Lions costume that you have to pay for.
Oh my God!
And then you have to sell it and then donate it to some children's charity fund.
Why? For what? Campfire fodder?
I have no idea. Anyway. Also joining us is Pete from YAXP. Pete, how are you tonight, sir?
I'm fantastic. I don't have a clever sports metaphor to join in.
I don't either. I just know that.
Yeah, about them Knicks, all right.
So I've won my bets. So
Pete, I got to ask you, because I heard a rumor from your Chris that supposedly you have a class action lawsuit in the tri-state area for reckless endangerment from all the ladies' hearts you've broken in that area.
I don't think that's accurate at all.
100% class action.
I have exactly one lady whose heart is not broken. Well, I haven't checked in today, but last time I checked, it was not broken. She's doing all right.
Also joining us is Chris from YAXP. How are you tonight, Chris?
I'm good. I haven't broken anyone's hearts, and my New York football team stink.
There you go. Are you also a Giants fan, or are you a Jets fan?
I'm a Giants fan more than a Jets fan, but I'm a New York fan. So they both suck.
All right, Chris, riddle me this. Why do they play in New Jersey then? Answer the question.
That's right.
Watching it. They screw up my commute on Monday.
Well, thank you guys for joining the show. It was a crazy weekend for me. I ended up, me and Alex went over to the Michigan GT. We had enough people to run some store champ kits, and we actually held a tournament. We did not do a top cut because by 6:30, I think we all had enough to drink, and we were sweating enough, and it was time to retire. But that was a fun day. We don't know what we're gonna do next year. If Ken's gonna help us run it or not, I'm not 100% sure. So we're kind of in that thing, and given my daughter's situation, I don't know if I want to take on a whole nother convention. But we also had talked about doing a planning phase syndicate Michigan regional type thing and trying to get some support from AMG next year. So we will keep you all in the loop. But the Michigan GT was fun. Then I went apple picky today, and of course it was at Robinette's, so it was literally I don't know, there's a million people there, just off the charts. And I didn't quite understand where all these people came from, but somehow they all came out. And I mean, it's $20 bag it's like a bag this big of apples is like $20. And so, of course, you got to get each of the damn kids one of their own. And only one of them eats apples. The other one, like, picks at them. So, like,
So wait.
there's $40.
So question,
That sounds
do you
right.
get a lot of people that go there, they're like, oh, look, the leaves are changing. Look at that.
No, that doesn't happen in Michigan, man.
All right, good.
No, that happens in New York. We get leaf peepers up here.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. We call them leaf peepers.
Yeah.
They travel up to my area to watch, to like, remark that the leaves have changed. I did a fall activity today with my kids. We went over to a farm. We went pumpkin picking though. Apple picking for us was last month. We went to the pumpkin patch, rode a hay ride, did pony rides. They had bounce houses. It was great. Kids had some chocolate milk. I had some apple cider. Some donuts.
And
It was
apple cider, the donuts. Stuff
Apple
I
cider
like.
donuts,
Those are
man.
good.
That's what's up. They're mostly sugar.
Sugar.
Yeah. They're sugar and calories. That's what they are. They're like, oh, 450 calories. Thank you. I can have 4 of these
I didn't even
today.
look at the package. They made them there. They didn't put a nutrition label.
So I have a question for you, Pete.
Yes.
So on your show, and you kept saying you need stickers. You need
man.
stickers for your water bottle. Did you fill it?
No, it's not full yet. So let's see. I got a replacement AMG sticker. I got this is from Twin Cities X-Wing. I forgot who gave that to me, but somebody gave it to me. This is from Dwight Lindsay up in Canada. It's his Natty's sticker, which is his podcast. And then he also gave me this one, Star Wars Gaming Durham, from his area. And then Keith, a friend of our podcast / real life friend, gave us this. It says the Blast Doors, and it's like the Cantina band on there.
I'll have to give you a Bassman Benchwarmer sticker.
Listen, any stickers you got. I had a listener email me from California. He's like, I'm sorry I live on the West Coast. Can I mail you stickers? And I said, yes, you can. I said, please don't send me glitter.
Well, that's fun. Yeah, I just remember that was a big thing on your podcast for a while. Like every week it was like, give me stickers, guys.
Because like I upgraded my water bottle, so my water stays cold all day, which is fabulous. But I had like built up a sticker collection on my old water bottle, and you can't transfer them.
No, they don't. They're non-transferable.
That's you.
So
It's terrible.
all right. Anyone else do anything fun this weekend before we actually get into X-Wing?
I put together my cosplay outfit. We're doing Dune for New York Comic Con,
Oh, that's
and I
fun.
helped put together a Dune, like the Freeman desert wearing cosplay outfit. So that was fun because it looked like crap before, and then once we put all the good stuff on it, then we're like, all right, we're gonna look cool.
You get your own still suit. Does it work?
Yeah, totally. Keeps
It just
you
recycles
pee in
your body's water.
pee in it, and then you recycle it.
That's right. Yeah, it's crazy.
All right. When is New York Comic Con then?
This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and
Oh,
Sunday.
nice.
But I'm only going Thursday and Friday. Might go Saturday, but I doubt it.
Saturday's
I'm
the
trying
busy
to go.
day. Don't
Just-
fucking do that.
Yeah, Saturdays. Well, Sunday's even busier, but it's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be pretty cool. I go every year.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, let's get a few announcements out of the way. So if you are in the Michigan area, we have a few things coming up. We have Crossroad Classics next weekend in Indiana. I think there's 35 to 40 people signed up already. There's definitely room for more people at that tournament, and that is one of my favorite tournaments. And maybe it's just because it was the first one I went to after COVID, but that was one of my favorite tournaments in Indiana, and it's very close. If you live in Chicago, Ohio, or Michigan, or Indiana, it's very close to go to. And they do have Store Champ kit stuff. So if you are looking for a World's Invite, they at least have one coming at you. Maybe two, I don't know, but at least one. So that is next weekend, next Saturday and Sunday will be cut. And then the weekend after that, if you are on the west coast of Michigan or you want to come over to Grand Haven, they have I can't remember the name of the store, but we have another one in the store in Grand Haven, Store Champ kit that we're trying to fill out. Right now, I think we're at 11 or 12 people. So we really would like 4 more people to go. And that's the one I probably will not be able to go to right now, but we'll see depending on how well my daughter's surgery is going. And then we have November 11th in Zeeland, Michigan. We have another Store Champ. That would be awesome if you could all make it out too, so we can hit our total number of 16 people. I'll tell you what, it's a pain in the ass getting 16 people together in Michigan, it seems. Anyway,
Just
with that
offer
being
free beer. Just
Stuff.
offer-
We
I
had
can't
a
afford that. I can't like if I offer free beer between Alex, Cody, and Matt, I would literally like that. They would drink my paycheck away.
one per customer.
Okay,
Nice.
all right, maybe.
first
maybe.
beer is free. There you go.
Can
There
I?
you go.
Do I get to pick the beer, JJ? And do
Yeah,
I have
Pabst
to?
Blue Ribbon. Yes.
No. There's stuff cheaper than that. That's no. Come on, we're not. We're gonna do like
No, you gotta get a case of Natural Light, and then just
Yes.
instead of Natty on it, write Natties, and then suddenly it's an X-wing beer.
Yeah.
Improves your play, makes your dice better, easy.
Yeah, you only get the
Tastes
shits
like
for a
crap.
couple days.
It's great.
Find some
Yes.
Hop Slam. I'm sure that's going to be worth
Easy,
No.
the
easy.
season.
I'm not buying you all Hop Slam. Fuck
I
no.
love Hop Slam.
I know you do, but I think that's out of my X-wing budget to donate. Look, we made all those cards right that we did for the Patreon thing, and I gave a bunch of cards away at our tournament this weekend. I cannot afford to spend another like $600 in beer for you and a few people. I just like those Hop Slams are insanely expensive, so much.
It's
I
like
think
20,
I
25
think the
bucks for a
beers
4-pack.
they improve the gameplay for you. We had Hex has this. They always have some type of seasonal beer. That's where I play at, and we've had like the orange creamsicle beer, or some type of orange, tastes like soda or something. It was amazing. I remember I asked Keith. I was like, "You want another beer?" And he's just sitting there. He's like, "No, I'm good, man. I'm good." I was like, "All right, he's really good."
Yeah, see, I don't drink beer, so for me, it's like whatever. I do drink a little bit of like hard cider if it's not beer tasting, but I prefer Scotch or bourbon. Those are my kind of go-tos. So
Nice.
I'm kind of weird like that. I could tell you the
No,
story,
I'm
but
I'm right there with you, Chris. I have a refined palate as well. I drink Diet Coke exclusively.
no whiskey, just Diet Coke.
That's right.
Okay,
Straight.
so
I drink it neat.
all right, I'm gonna ask a weird question. Do you like McDonald's Diet Coke better than in the can?
What?
Okay. Yes.
All right.
And I will talk way too much about this if you invite me to, so be careful. But yeah, McDonald's Diet Coke is
Here goes an hour.
McDonald's Diet Coke is the best Diet Coke there is. Second is just any fountain Diet Coke, right? Like from a soda fountain. Third is a can. Then you got like 20-ounce bottle, and the bottom tier is the 2-liter bottle. It's terrible.
So okay, so I used to travel for work, before the pandemic, and one of the
Before
CO
times.
the before time the COO
The dark age.
went with me, and he liked to get up early when we traveled. Like he wanted to get early, and he wouldn't get breakfast, so we'd leave at like 5-6 in the morning, and we used to have to go out to Wisconsin and from Michigan, and he would wait about 7:30. We'd always stop in Chicago, and I don't know if you've ever been through Chicago, but they have the overpass like restaurants or whatever. He loves those things. It's like
Sure.
his favorite
Sounds
thing in
great.
the world. They're oases, is what they call them. And we stopped at McDonald's, and I was like, well, I don't eat eggs at all. I think eggs are disgusting. And I was like, but I'll have a hash brown and a sausage McMuffin. And he's like, you want some Diet Coke? And I was like, whatever. Like they have a vending machine of bottles, and I can screw the top on. He's like, no, I don't think you understand. And like I was like, all right, fine, I'll have a Diet. Give me a Diet Coke. And after that day, if I go buy a McDonald's and I want a Diet Coke, I 100% go there. Now, what I will tell you though, Pete, is that my tier ranking is Diet Coke from McDonald's, and then any Diet Pepsi. Period. Like the only Diet Coke I drink. Yep.
Swill.
Disagree.
No.
Hard disagree.
McDonald's Diet Coke it hits different, but so we can agree there, and the rest is
No.
water near a bridge or
think-
something. I don't know.
All diet sodas are disgusting.
You're disgusting, Chris. I've seen your text message in Google search history.
Not made public. Not made public.
Well, he's not in jail yet, so I mean, we're just saying. All right. Well, let's
Undisclosed location.
no more Diet Coke talk. Otherwise, you're right. We probably could go on a tangent for quite a while.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. No more talk.
Now, if you want to get into scotches and bourbons, I mean, we could go there. Like there, that's a whole episode in and of itself.
I will make a quick McDonald's note. If you can get like a double cheeseburger, and you can ask for the Big Mac sauce on it, by the way, which is like a lifesaver. You don't need the Big Mac to have the Big Mac sauce. You can ask for double cheeseburger, add Big Mac sauce, and I was like, that's a life changer. There you go, tip of the day.
Nice.
Doesn't the Big Mac sauce have mayo in it?
Yeah, you know, like mayo?
yes.
You
I
know,
don't eat
yeah,
mayo. I don't eat mayo at all.
If you call it aioli, then
Nope, I
it's
don't eat that
fancier.
I don't eat that either. Not at all. Won't eat either. of
So
those.
no eggs at all, huh? Like, because I mean, mayo is egg based.
That's probably why I don't like it. I will
The
eat.
Big Mac is just Diet Coke only. That's it. Just a bunch of Diet Coke on the bread.
Yes, when I go to McDonald's, it's a chicken sandwich with either like the spicy one with the spicy sauce that they have,
Mhm.
or it's like a bunch of pickles, and then give me like honey. I like honey mustard personally. I'd
Oh,
rather
yeah.
have honey mustard on it.
Yep,
That's good.
So
sounds delicious.
yeah, we actually had one today. So that was the kids wanted that before we went to the apple orchard was McDonald's. So which is
Nice.
better than Subway, I'll tell you that. So and cheaper.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, let's get into our pattern analyzer segment and let's talk a little bit about some store champs. All right. Welcome to our pattern analyzer segment, folks. Tonight we're going to be covering a bunch of store champs. Maybe not a bunch, but a few store champs and a couple of world qualifiers. So the first one was a store champ that Alex and I both played in, Michigan GT. We have, I don't know, we've played here. I've been here 2 years, and every year that I've been here, they like to give out an insane amount of ships. What the guy does is he takes the money he makes from it and goes and buys the ships. That's like his favorite thing to do. So I think we gave away 2 silencers, an X-Wing, a Rogue pack, an Empire pack. I don't know, we had something else.
Clone
that we gave away.
Z95.
Clone Z95.
Were the silencers in honor of the winner?
No, they're whatever the
They
store
just
gives to us.
Conveniently.
Yes.
The best part is that we brought them home anyways. I'm kidding him.
And Cody doesn't need another silencer. He
Just
has
bought one
1.0.
last week. He has 4 now.
I was going to say, doesn't he fly all the chunky boys? The Chad
The
silencers?
fat
No,
ones.
well,
Yeah.
Kylo is the only one that is not fat,
Oh, he's
which
lean.
is incredible.
Also
So-
non-canonical.
Yeah, he doesn't paint them.
Got the
either.
lean
Like,
muscle.
none of them have like any paint to them. So
All right.
Cody, you got to get on that, buddy.
Cody can't paint.
Matt can.
You don't
paint,
got
so-
time to paint. You got time to duck.
So we had 17 people sign up and we had 16 people show up. So we were able to run an actual store champ. It was fun. In this instance, we had a very weird bracket. And I will say I learned very hard how much one game matters in 4 games. So I won my first game. My second game was against Sam Page, and we ended up tying. And so Sam is one of the nicest guys you'll ever play. And he will politely corrects you if you're wrong, but he will also tell you when you make when you miss I missed 2 points. Originally, I thought he won the game, and he goes, no, you missed the 2 points for this one ship that basically I half pointed his Volscaris because he blanked out on 3 dice and took 2
Oof.
damage, and he was so that gave me 2 points, and then we ended up tying. I was like, well, I guess we tie, and this just works out, whatever. And then my 3rd game, I won. And then my 4th game was against Zach. And I was round 3, I was down 10-0. I was like, there's no way I'm coming
jeez.
back from this. Because he
Weak.
picked up 3 crates to begin with. And I went all in on Jag to murder Jag. Now, granted, I'm flying a non-medalist. So I'm going to throw this out there and just be a little rubby in the face. Because I am in the same boat as Alex is. I prefer to run weird, crappy shit that probably shouldn't work very well, and that's what I like to run. So, and I run CIS, so there you go. I'm on the bottom tier there.
Yours looks fun though. That list.
It was fun. It is fun. I will tell
Yeah.
you 100% it's fun. It's very fun to proton cannon, 5K, target lock, and shoot a mag pulse and make somebody drop a crate. Then I ended up coming
Notorious
back.
on Zam.
Notorious on, of course,
Yeah.
So I ended up coming back from the 10-0 to it was 15-13 the last round. So I was like, oh, I got one crate. I've got 2 ships left. He's only got 2 ships. Well, how he's never going to be able to kill Dirge. Dirge never dies. And Dirge took Dirge had a hull breach that I forgot to fix, and Dirge took, I don't know, like 3 crits or something like that. 2 of them were direct hits, but they give you the other crits, so you're kind of just screwed either which way. So Dirge ended up with 7 damage, 8 damage on him, and then I got rid of the 2, ended up with 6, and still died, which ended the game for me. So very
Dirge,
good game.
rough.
Dirge never dies in games where it doesn't matter if he lives or dies, and then he always dies when it matters.
Yep.
Now,
Same thing
It's
happened
like,
to
all right,
us.
this is the one time I got to flip these cards and hope for the best. I got to trash 2 of these and just move on. It's going to be great. It's fine. He's Dirge. Flip that Dirge charge, and they're all, ship crits. And it's like, great, good, dead.
it was Oddball's revenge. Now, to be fair, Zach probably should have won that game anyway because I had Padme lined up in a proton cannon shot and basically rolled natties. Like it was almost all natties but the focus, and so you can only modify 1 dice, so I modified it to a
Oof.
crit, and she rolled
Nasty.
1 evade and just died, like just gone. See ya. So that was a swing and a miss, but I ended up losing because I lost Dirge, and but that was probably the closest game Zach and I play because he's a local of mine. We play all the time, so that was probably one of the funnest games and probably one of the closest games that I've ever played in X-Wing, like with Zach personally. So it was very fun. It was hilarious at the very end. We were both sweating, and it was like, you got it. And the best part was Sean leans over and goes, "Hey, Zach, you missed 1 point. You actually have 20 points, not 19. And I was like, damn it, thanks. Rub it in a little bit more, Sean. Thanks, buddy.
Dude, we got to get you a calculator, man.
I was going to say, it's 2 games. You're forgetting your own
the
points.
second time.
That wasn't my points. That was his points. So,
Sorry. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's too funny.
Oh.
It's too funny you say Sam is the nicest guy you'll ever play. As I've told this story on our podcast. Sam is also a co-host of our podcast. No, he's not a prick, but he's the first tournament game I ever played in X-Wing was against Sam. Right? Like I went to a local tournament. He and I got paired up round 1, and he just decimated me. This was back when you could tractor people onto rocks, and I just was crushed, destroyed, wrecked forever.
The dark days.
So that was fun, and we'll let Alex talk about his list in a minute because Alex ended up making number 2 with his list because he won his last game after he submarined and came back up the totem pole there. So
Submarine, my only loss was to Cody.
We call it.
Did Cad Baines? Did his ability proc at all a lot?
Like
Often?
3 or 4 times a game. I use that so much.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I guess my only loss was to Cody, and that's because we got Chance Encounter, and my list is not going to beat his list in Chance Encounter. If it was Assault, I roll him over. If it's the other 2 objectives, it's going to be a real close game. But both Cody and I set dials faster than like anyone. So like we set up, we went, got some beers, came back, realized everyone was playing, played 8 rounds, got more beers, came back, and then everyone finally got around to finishing. Like we had a whole meal, and then we returned and everyone finished. We played like a half an hour game, and it was a full 8 rounds. I think it was 20 to 10 or 11. But yeah, no, I just brought my scum list that I've been playing for a bit. It's it's a silly list. It's nothing but a bunch of combo triggers. And it doesn't look like it hits hard, but it could probably outjoust every list. I'm thinking the next wing now. I had one game was Padme, Triple Arcs, Anakin, and I killed an arc every round. And then my last game was against 5T70s, except for one of them was Zori. And I killed an X-Wing every round. And then he conceded.
That's what you got to do, right? Like for the T70s? You just got to take them out each round, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, people look at my list and they're like, that's 20 upgrades. I have no idea what's going on. So they just joust it. And that always works. Because you shouldn't joust that list. But yeah, going
Well, it's
back to like Cad Bane's ability, I have intentionally failed boosts just to give him a stress to pass off to other people. And that works really well because like Manaru can pull off the stress to roll an extra die. Or I've done it when people took the stress on 000, and I just shot them Cad Bane, now they're double stressed. I do that to Han all the time. And there's just a lot of really intricate combos that's not obvious when you look at it and play it until you realize, oh god, I fell into the trap and that's bad.
Well, Alex, what is your list? Why don't
You
you
got
tell
Lats
everybody
on there too, right?
what specific, what the hell upgrades do you have?
Okay, so I have Lima with Plasma Torps, R4B11.
What does that do?
R4B11.
Hold on. What does that do?
That's what I'm explaining.
Okay.
R4B11 lets you spend a red or orange token on your opponent's ship to force them to reroll whatever defense dice you want. And I think mathematically, if I get 2 hits on Plasma Torps, I just keep it because my own lock is a red token. So I just spend that to make them reroll their defense dice. Or I love playing against like Corn Horns and M9G8s because I just spend their locks to make them reroll, and that's hilarious. Or if they take like a stress off Afra with 000. Then I have Cad Bane with marksmanship, proton cannons, contraband, the title, and Latsrazi. Latsrazi lets you spend a stress on your opponent to change one of your dice results to an evade, which comes up a lot, especially if they take the 000. Or I hit them with Cad Bane, pass them the stress, and then they shoot me. Or if they bump, which happens a lot in this list because I have 2 large bases. Or if they're like the resistance faction because they're always stressed. And I do trigger those proton cannons a lot. Mostly because they hit my large base ships because they're jousting me. Then I got Bosk, marksmanship, expert handling. Easy. Manaru, who is the hammer of the list. Expert handling, Gar Saxon, contraband, punishing 1, R5, P8. There's been multiple times when Manaru and Afro are at the same initiative. So I will use Afro's ability, spend a calculator or reinforce, put the stress on the opponent, keep it there, and then shoot with Manaru, pull off that stress, and roll 4 dice. They really have no agency.
And you can Gar Saxon that mean stuff too, right?
Yeah, that's 4 dice.
Yeah.
And then I just have Afra, 000, Lando, Dengar, Babu, Deadman, and the title, because you can dock Bosk. Babu is clutch because there's a lot of jam, especially if you're FO, and you just put that on Babu, and you still have your reinforce.
Which is dirty. People have not thought about that at all. And like, what do you care for the one churn you got to take all the jams? Oh no, you just jam me 3 times.
The best part is you just take a lock in the first turn, so when the jam comes, it's in the system phase, because that's what Babu triggers, and you just jam off the lock on the rock, and you still have an action on your turn. Dengar is super useful because people, I'm at I3, so generally they have spent their tokens. And Lando triggers on any die result and not just like attacking and defending. So you can Lando Dengar die, which I've done 2 kill ships.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Correct. It is very useful. And then Afra's huge and everyone goes after her. So you put that man on there and it gets you a lot of points.
Yeah, so when we talk about why AMG hates scum, it's because of that shit. Right here. Just so you know, like when you play this list for the first time, you literally just want to just piss on it. Just be like, all right, this is stupid. I have better things to do with my time.
Most of this list is designed to, it's just mind games because people are just like, I don't know what's going on. And all my shit is dying. I shouldn't be losing to scum.
And it's chunky.
Why is there 20 upgrades? They cut out the loadouts. What happened?
Yeah, this is edging up to like old
list,
school scum lists.
In
fact, there's only one change I want to ask you about that I'm curious your thoughts on, because it leans a little bit into what you already do when it comes to like combo pieces and getting them stressed and relying on stress and messing with dice. And it's on Cad Bane. Have you thought about dropping marksmanship and switching Lats to Zuckuss?
Yes, Lats keeps Cad Bane alive. and I
but
reposition a lot with Cad Bane.
oh, okay, yeah. If you
Almost
reposition a
every
lot,
turn.
sure, because a lot of times, like if you're snagging bullseyes by forcing bumps, right? Then you might not need to lean on the reposition as much because then they're bumped. You just focus, you shoot them, gain a stress to make them re-roll their
Yeah.
dice, and then give them the stress.
If you haven't played Cad Bane with Lazrazi, try
I
it, and then
haven't
you will almost
played-
always choose Lazrazi.
I haven't played Cad Bane in Scum since the week that ship was released.
I think JJ, you played it with Lazrazi, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I love lots on there because I can't tell you how many times that, especially when you get ships that like to double reposition or like a focus boost or something like that, especially with like Lieutenant Lareer and stuff like that, being able to get that change that evade into or change that stress into an evade is so key for Cat to stay alive. So it's really good.
I think
Are you
Cad,
slow rolling like Lima? Like kind of slow rolling her in there. That way she's not a target, and then also she gets that ability.
I mean, if they go to Lima,
Still
that's
going?
fine. It's like 3 points.
Yeah.
You want
I
them
mean,
to
she's
shoot-
there just
shoot
for
people
like
that
the
way.
initial plasma torp shot, and then occasionally she'll 4K behind people and just have locks, which is hilarious.
hmm
Because you just facilitate Gar-Saxon with the free locks that Lima gets. I've done that. I bumped into the back part of an arc, and I'm just like, well, I get a lock. Ain't gonna do anything for this shot, but it means something for Manaru. But
Yeah, that's right.
Cad Bane, I think I'd save usually about 3 to 4 damage a game with Lazrazi alone. So it's just Cad Bane, I don't think has died in like 2 tournaments. He's just
So they call him Chad Bane.
yeah, he
Yeah.
that
I mean-
Lazrazi is so clutch.
And in
And-
the current meta right now where there's so many ships on the board and there's a lot of range 0 bumps that people take red focuses, that's pretty much guaranteeing an evade for Cad Bane all the time. So you have a lot of opportunity to use that lots.
And that Gar-Saxon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I need in Separatists is a Lazrazi. That would be awesome. That would make my Cad Bane a lot funner to run. So
He'll never die.
No, your Cad Bane's good in CIS right now. He's named Dirge instead.
I run both of them now. it's
Those
built to
Magnas
both
aren't
of them.
bad, man.
Yeah.
You try one of those Magnas? Those Magnas aren't bad.
They're not bad. The issue I ran into with Magma Guards is that like it's the dial, and you're because you have such limited slots, you like you take independent calculate, and the next thing you know you're stressed, and you're like, well, you know what I'm doing, and they don't because they don't have contraband. That's what I hate the most about it is I don't get my contraband because on both I run CAD and Dirge, and I 100% will throw contraband on both of them. I don't care. That is the first upgrade before proton cannons, all over the board. And I've been running Dirge since before Worlds. So that's when I went to Worlds, that's what I took was Dirge. But that was when Django was still a thing. I had Dirge, Django, 404, and Grievous.
Same team. That's what I flew at Adepticon.
Yeah.
I saw one of the New York guys, Vlad. He flew against me IG 111, the what is that? The rogue class starfighter.
Mhm.
And his ability is after you perform an attack that miss, you may choose one enemy ship in your bullseye and gain 1 deplete token. If you do, that ship suffers 1 damage. And wow, like on FO, like you don't want that damage. So I'm blocking. I feel great. I have this 3 agility, and no, now I'm getting a damage anyway. That's a surprisingly like it was a impactful pilot. I was surprised.
Yeah, there's been many games
Semi gotcha.
with contraband that like with Cad Bane, he'll just 5K and then do like a focus reposition to get someone in bullseye, shoot him with the proton cannons, and then pass over his stress, so he's only single stressed
I know.
Nasty.
every
That-
game.
Like, I really kind of wish I had that ability in CIS too, right? That would just that would make my life so much easier. I'll even take that ability over the free action that I almost always forget. It's like, oh, can I take that action? I know we're setting dials, but can I take my
We're 8 phases later. It was 3 turns ago. I should have taken an action. Can I just barrel right now? No.
Well, so this is what I learned about CAD 2 and in CIS CAD. You can even if you're stressed, you still take the action. The difference is you can't take the barrel roll because it's a red action. So you can't do the focus or the evade barrel roll if you're stressed. But if you're not stressed, you could do both and take that linked action. And then it's just like, hey, like, so I have 100% rolled up, had a focus. They had an I-5 that got out of bullseye. Somebody dies, and I barrel roll with an evade. Don't need the damn evade. Just want to get my proton cannon off and get a proton cannon off. And yeah,
because they can't reposition without doing an action first. I mean, they have a red boost, but
I was gonna say they can boost, but they can't.
You should take the focus boost if you don't have engine upgrade, and engine upgrade is like the 5th upgrade you bring on them. You don't have enough points for that.
No, it's not worth it. Actually, what I really need Cad Bane and CIS is to have like one more point. Give me like one more point, and I could run a decent like talent in there. But anyway,
It sounds like the system works.
no, it doesn't. Where is CIS like harmed you? Where has CIS touched you, Pete? Because it hasn't touched a lot of people, it seems.
I CIS at adapting. I like CIS.
I know that exactly. We got to make CIS the top tier list again.
Nah, I'm flying other crap now.
All right, Pete is no longer on
I would
Team
love to.
CIS.
I suck with CIS. I've been sucking with everything.
That's true.
All right.
He's on Team Diet Coke, though. That's what matters.
We are on
Amen,
team McDonald's Diet Coke. There you go.
That's what's up.
We're gonna get shirts. Pete, that's what we need. We need a YAXP Planning Phase Syndicate shirt with Team Diet Coke, and then we can all have different numbers and everything. That's what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be up in the store within a couple of months, ladies and gentlemen.
Crisp, refreshing, could be great.
Yeah.
I'm Team Root Beer. I'm sorry, guys.
All right, you're
Team
fired. All right, hold on. All right, JJ is no longer allowed to talk on the podcast. So, Chris, why don't you tell us what the winner, and we'll move on to another tournament since we spent so long on Michigan GT. Why don't you tell us what Cody ran, and we can move on from there.
FO, baby. Cody, one-arm Cody, flew Commander Malorus with Mag Pulse missiles. Kylo Ren, this is the fat one, the silencer, with extreme maneuvers, marksmanship, sensor scramblers, and proton torpedoes. Blackout, another silencer with Lone Wolf. Sensor scramblers and Prockets. And then Rush had Fanatical, Predator, and Advanced Optics. I've seen him fly this at Nova, and he knew what the hell he was doing. It was pretty impressive. And then I've tried to fly this, and I was like, one ship just dies immediately. So God bless. That Kylo Ren, though, with extreme maneuvers is so much fun. And then I guess with that sensor scramblers, he could get that target lock, still be cloaked, and then all of a sudden do like a hard one, for example, and just be right in there, either get a proton torpedo and not have any damage before that. I don't know if any of you guys played him, but I was curious if you did. How badly did he beat you? Oh, no, how did it go?
I played him in the second round. Again, I'm not going to beat that list in chance. That's the worst one for my list and the best one for his. So he just gets behind my ships, and then you take a Procket and you take a Protorp. He shot Lima with Malorus and Kylo. He shot the Mag Pulse with Malorus, and Lima took 6 damage. Just between both proton torpedoes and Mag Pulse, which is rough because one of them is just 1 damage.
Ouch.
I ate so many directs, so that's how that game goes.
I guess what might scare his list is maybe a bunch of 6s that can punch, possibly.
Well, my list scares his too. He can't double reposition without suffering a lot of consequences.
Right. And if you double, that's right. Because if you double repositions, he gets that stress.
Yeah, that's not what he wants.
That's fun.
Cody's been playing this. He's been playing triple silencers for at least 4 years, and then they gave him Malorus, and now they gave him Blackout too. So he's ecstatic.
So he did say he's retiring this list, and he's going to fly Rebel Han now. So
no,
I don't believe it, but that's
not.
what he told me.
Maybe at Store Champs, so he can go 1 and 3.
All right, let's move on to the next store champ that we have tonight to cover. We have Games Bunker in the UK. Over there, they had a couple of 4-0s that they played a top cut because I think they had over 25 or 26 people, something like that. So they had quite a few people. I don't know how they keep getting all these people where we can't seem to get them in Michigan. So folks, go out to your local game store. That's the other thing is, and maybe they're selling the tickets for like $10 a piece. Maybe that's what this is. Like even JJ would come to Michigan.
Different currency over in the UK.
Is what's the
crazy.
currency that they use?
Yeah.
So they had their search championship. So it looks like we have a little bit more unique Republic list. Pete, what in the hell is the list that won by Joshua Hall?
This is some hot nonsense. Buckle up. Buckle up, boys. We got Contrail. This is customized Contrail with elusive R7A7. That's the crit Astro sync console, and then the Besh config. Then we got Kickback. What's got Diamond? This is Siege Coruscant Kickback. So he's got Diamond Boron, munitions failsafe. But what's not mentioned is he also has a hull upgrade, and he has Born for this, importantly. So he can, toss around his evades as he pleases. Then we got
Triple
Slider
F.
with dedicated, Boost with dedicated. Those are both 2-pointers. And then we got Oddball in the V-Wing, which is like not where you see Oddball a lot of the time these days. He's got Plasma Torps, he's got R4P Astro, Sync Console, and then the Besh config. Then we've got Click. This is again customized Click. This was dedicated R3 Astro, Sync Console, Besh config. And then last but not least, we got Padme Amidala, but even Padme's got a different loadout than we've seen traditionally. This is elusive Pro Torps and R4P.
Yeah.
Right?
Where's my passive sensors?
I'm saying
I've flown that Padme.
I don't know. He left him at home. He actually this is never mind. I thought this was a real name here. Oh no, Joshua Hall. No. Yeah, Joshua Hall looked at his collection at home, and he said, I can't find my passive sensors card. So he just scrambled and grabbed 2 cards that fit. It's definitely what happened. Guaranteed. But yeah, this seems wild to me for like a couple reasons. The least crazy thing is the Besh config on everyone, because the Besh config is the obviously better config for the V-Wings. It's very powerful, consistent conversion of stuff, right? Their linked actions all have lock, right? So you just take the lock, and then basically if you roll dice and you switch it to 2 hits, right? With your with your config most of the time. But yeah, this is like what, 7 ships?
7 ships.
7 ships.
And
yeah, my own for me looking at this is like
a lot of bodies.
Sometimes these things just die though. Like I fly stuff with 3 agility, right? And sometimes it's like, hell yeah, Contrail's gonna roll up and he's got elusive, 3 dice, he's fine, and then he just dies.
You have 3 dedicated in that list too. Hopefully he doesn't die.
3 dedicated. Yeah. So so your positioning is important, which I don't know if you've heard this before about X-Wing, but it's important that you position well, right? So positioning is important here. Making sure you've got your side arcs for dedicated, which is like sometimes it's a weird formation to consider, is like making sure people are in your side. Slider makes it a little easier, maybe a side slip, but yeah, I don't know. I like it.
You get kickbacks, evade.
Right, yeah. You think kickbacks to evade battery here like he was in other lists previously? Like, because for like a while,
depends on the position.
Kickback was just an evade battery, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is my
And then on
purpose?
top of that, you have like these other, it's a lot of bodies. So even if you're like, hey, I just killed somebody, I'm getting 2 points. I'm getting all of these other bodies just shooting me. And then on top of that, if they position Padme right, you could only it's so annoying, the Republic list. You could only change like 1 focus token. Oof. I would hate this list. Joaquin would fly this. I'd shoot myself.
This is a Tanner Republic list. Like this is the CIS style Republic list with 3 agility. That's what this is. Like, you don't get discords, but you sure as hell got 3 agility on half the ships. Like
also,
I would fly the hell out of this.
My only thing that I would consider trying to make work, and I get the points are not the same, is adding Lumi in the Delta 7 on this, because that ability along with dedicated and Padme, good luck trying to get any type of kits through. Like it's just,
or in salvage, good luck getting your crits through, right? Because Luminari.
Yep.
JJ doesn't want any friends. Lumi's mean.
Lumi is mean.
With Padme.
Yeah,
I think I've seen. Did you see that going around? I think it was the 3 arcs with Lumi and Padme. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, That's disgusting.
Also, if you run Contrail
The
or
no
Oddball
friend zone.
next to Padme at range 1, you can just pass off the lock with Synchronized Council anyways.
Yep.
So you don't actually need the passives unless you're going against like an I6. So you don't get it off in the first engagement. But after that, you can still pass it off at 0 to 1. I mean, click probably isn't. You just have 1 point extra from that loadout.
Like my hesitation with V-Wings is the same as it always is, right? Is like Oddball and Contrail is like on offense, it incentivizes taking a lock, but taking the lock leaves them defenseless, and you are just like praying for the gods of the 3 green dice, which will betray you more often than, bless you. And it's like you got
to take it if you're safe.
If you don't like, there's so many times you roll 3 eyeballs with Contrail and you're just like, I took a lock this turn because you have to keep the damage output up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised no bombs squeezed in there on any of the Besh config guys, because that's one of the best. They're some of the best bombers out there because they're so fast.
Sure, but you gotta have 3 dedicated.
I say that in every Republic list.
Yep, that's
I always
Alex's
bring at
rule.
least 3 dedicated because I don't roll paint, so I don't get born for this. I get dedicated.
All right. Let's move on to Commander Blazinger. JJ,
Incredible
what
name.
did he run? And do I see 2 Y-Wings? Like, what Y-Wings made?
Yeah. Yeah, it turns out Y-Wings can be good. Yeah, so we got Contra with Lone Wolf, R4, Astromech, the best title and proton bombs, kick back the Siege of Coruscant version. This is the one that has that extra shield. I'm sorry, the funky barrel lock strain evade thing with diamond bar missiles and munitions failsafe, oddball Siege Coruscant version with selfless veteran tail gunner, R4P Astromech, Wolf, also the Siege Coruscant version with Wolfpack veteran tail, and Q7, the worst Astromech in the history of the game. Matchstick with dedicated dorsal turret and R4P17, and then broadside with ion cannon turret, R4 Astromech, and seismic charges to round off the list. I gotta say, I am a huge fan of broadside. I'm so glad that he's gone down in points significantly. He is probably my favorite Y-Wing. You start from round 1, just target lock him with everybody on your list, and you have all the rerolls you need for broadsides.
It's matchstick, not broadside.
Matchstick when you target lock. But broadside is still good. He gets free eyeballs, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, free eyeballs, and then you just convert it with the focus. But yeah, those are the easiest 2 Y-Wings to have in there. Honestly, I think I would drop R4P17 in order to get ion cannon on matchstick. But still, I mean, congrats for making it 3-1 with that list. That is really good.
I let the disrespect. I'm running 6 ships, but I'm still bringing Lone Wolf on contract.
Beefy too, right?
So I'm gonna correct you, JJ. He went 4-0 with that list.
Oh, wow!
And then made the cut, and then got 2 top 2. So with that list specifically,
wow, man, I'm definitely saving this list because I don't know if you guys know I'm Republic now in the league, so yeah.
I saw this list. Just reminds me, I just saw an image float around on Discord this weekend. I can't even remember the context, but someone had 2 or 3 Y-Wings, like Republic Y-Wings, and the board had like 8 bombs on it, like bomb tokens.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I saw this picture too, JJ. I was like, someone posted this. Oh my god! I'm like, I love this.
They must have had Goji on the board somewhere.
Thermal mania or something.
They sent it, and it was like, after activation, before detonation, and it was like there were like 8 bomb tokens spread out on this board, and some TIE fighters about to have a real bad time.
I wonder if the TO is like, all right, guys, you got to speed up time here because
it was round 2 at this point, and they were about to call time. Trapping all the bombs.
All right, let's move on to the next store champ. We have another one.
Wait.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Do you mind if I talk about? I'm getting a little excited here. Ryan Coyle with the Rebel list with the Gauntlet. He came in 4th in the cut. I'm just excited that there's a Gauntlet in top 4.
Oh, the Ezra Gauntlet, yeah.
Yeah, Ezra with heightened perception, Night Brother, Magva, and Hera. Then the usual Han and Luke and Sabine. But the Gauntlet making an appearance, I might have to steal that list.
Yeah, it's actually really fun to run. Just so you know, we ran that, or we talked about that a little bit last week, and I was a little surprised that there's a guy in my locals who likes to run different stuff, right? He's not into the meta running. He doesn't want to run Han, but like freaking Ezra, hell yeah, like yeah, give me Ezra all day long.
Yeah,
And it's thematic right
that's
now.
so cool.
I don't know, I think
Exactly.
maybe they did that on purpose because they knew.
Mhm.
I don't know.
I like it. Thumbs up to Ryan and to Pete for just being Pete.
I hear Pete's running Ezra now. There you go. Ezra and Saw. There we go. I want to see.
Couldn't be
Let's
me.
put Ezra and Saw on the table, baby.
I can't stand the gauntlet. I love the model, but I like physically have a hard time seeing past the ship to the firing arc, and I'm like, I can't play this ship. It gives me a headache.
Have you ever played
That's such a
Pre-Vizsla?
cool pain in the gauntlet.
No. I tend not to fight gauntlets at all, just because like literally like the ship on the peg, like mid game, I'm like I can't see what I want to be able to see, so I just like I end up making stupid mistakes. I'm always like trying to lean around, and like it messes with my angles, like my mental math for like visualizing.
I'd
where
love
it's
to know
gonna
the
go,
best
so it's
pre-Vizsla builds.
Well, there's only really one.
But yes,
There's only one. You don't know the Pre-Vizsla build?
why don't you tell me? Why don't you tell me?
No, let's take those 7
Come to
points and
Papa.
spend them on other ships. It's great.
It's 6 points. It's 6 points. And no. I Pre-Vizsla is. All right. Pre-Vizsla is pretty good. So you put Contraband and Notorious is like the majority of what you're putting on there, and then you got 4 points to
you
kind
do
of
put
play
Notorious.
around with what you want. If you're
yeah.
not taking Grievous, Grievous is 6 points. You can't take Grievous. You can put Novice Tech is a good one. Boba Fett Gunner can be a really good one. You can also take a bomb if you want, like,
Or
different-
optics, Mando optics.
Yep, you could take
Yeah,
Mando
Mando.
Optics
Beskar
is the
or
other one,
ablative.
or Beskar. The last 4 points is where you get to play with, but essentially it's Contraband, Notorious. That's really what it is. Now you have to be very good at keeping
was
that
hearing
stupid front
people-
arc going, though. Just so you know.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm just looking at quick gunner crew options in CIS. Ursa Ren Gunner seems all right for Pre-Vizsla.
Well, I thought people were putting Bo-Katan on her
Yeah.
for that range 0.
Oh, Bow Crew.
I'm a huge fan
Yeah.
of Boat Crew, but
Yeah.
Notorious
she
is
won't
also
fit with the
very good.
Notorious is bananas good.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, but this Ursa Ren, right? Especially for an initial shot, right? You grab a lock at range 3, and then you get a calculate if no one else is 0 to 1 of the enemy, and then
It's also
Mm-hmm.
it's also really good with optics, Mando optics, because then you
Yeah.
can just do it.
yeah, right. Then you
And
just
just get
grab the
the
lock for free 99 during systems.
Calculate. Yep.
Yeah, and if
I
you
wonder if they fly CIS in France.
No,
nope, it doesn't seem anybody fly CAS, Chris. Like it doesn't exist anymore. But in
That's a
France, Lee Chancellor, one of the top players for the XCC. I don't think we've had Lee on the show, but I've talked to him before online and stuff like that. But they had a little bit of a different format in terms of who won. There is a weird scummish list with Carplet on it. So we'll get to that in just a second. But JJ, or well, who did I miss? Who hasn't? Alex, I guess. Who won the event and what did he bring?
Yeah, so it'd be Lee Chancellor again. They brought a Republic list because apparently I think that's all people fly in Europe in general, is what it seems. SOC Anakin, SOC Kickback, SOC Oddball, SOC Wolf, Click with Crackshot, R3, Bash, and then Slider with Dedicated. It's a
I love this list.
tanky list. You got I6 with Anakin. You got 2 I5s, 2 4s, and a 3. Or no, sorry, Slider's also a 4. So you just got 3 4s, 2 5s, and a 6, which is a pretty solid, easier way to fly when you have only 3 initiatives and one of them's Anakin who's doing his own thing.
A lot of born for this too, right?
Yeah, you got 3 born for this, pass those focuses. You got an evade with kickback. Click helps keep the arcs alive at range 1. And also crack shot, which is really interesting. So click might actually sneak a damage in there when you're not paying attention.
And one dedicated.
And mine is 2 dedicated from what he needs. Yes.
Oh,
Man, importantly though, while you're all busy packing your bags with your 400,000 cards, he's got 10 cards and 6 ships. He's
Yep.
having a great time.
yeah. That is true. I will tell you that the Padme, Anakin, blah 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 arc list, like it's super easy to pack up, right?
It's so easy.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I've been doing a lot of Empire lately, and I've got like at least 3 standard loadouts in most of my lists, and it's like I feel like I'm forgetting something because I'm like, I've got my 6 cards. Like, am I failing something here? I don't know. I no longer have like a deck of cards like early 2.5.
It feels like infinite
Take this
arenas.
as a personal attack.
You should.
Some factions don't
too many
have
cards on the table is scum culture.
Some
But
factions don't have standard loadouts. Okay.
oh, not yet. But man, can't you imagine? Just dream of the world.
I could play
Like,
Boba Fett
give
again.
me a standard Boba Fett who's like reasonably priced, and then Boba Fett's back, baby. He's just back.
They got to do something with him. I love the second one.
Someday.
A charge space Boba. Yeah.
All right. Well, Chris, you
Anything.
could tackle what scum list came in top 5, and what tickles your fancy about it. Why
The
do I have a
scum
Fen
list is-
Raw Cad Bane? Why? Why do I have that?
Oh,
I
talk
don't
about
understand
that in a
that.
second.
Is this the Clumera one?
Yep.
By
Yes.
Clumera?
Yes.
Clumera? Has Dirge with marksmanship, proton cannons, and FTC, which is pretty badass. False transponder codes. Cad Bane with synced laser cannons and Xanadu Blood. And Fen Rao. I have to actually look up what he does as a crew. I'm
He
confused.
lets you remove stress when you engage.
Yes, so don't
Most,
pass
Oh.
it.
yeah, it's got to be at range 1, and they
Well, I think
in their front arc.
Right, but I think he does it for other friendlies 0 to 2.
Yeah, it's before a friendly ship at 0 to 2 engages.
So-
If the revealed maneuver is 1 speed or higher, so you can't stop.
Right.
And there's an enemy ship in its front arc at range 1. You can remove 1 non-lock red token
Yeah,
So
so
he's charging.
for
yeah,
7
but like,
points.
he can do it for Dirge, he can do it for Cat Solis, but he can do it for other people
Mhm.
too. 7 points is weird. When he was cheaper, I used to throw him on stuff like Mando or
Yeah, he's really good on
whatever.
Mando.
Right, yeah, and it was
Charge-
like, well,
oh,
because you
God.
already want to be in the front arcs and stuff, and he used to be like 3 or 4 points, so he's like a really easy slot in with the higher loadout stuff.
I just saw what's on this list, and it's mean, everyone. It's mean.
I'm ready.
You're a mean guy, Clumero. Cat Solis, a Fang with marksmanship, Beskar reinforced plating, Mando optics. Good for you, flying the Fangs. Boss with marksmanship, Dead Man switch. I love that. This is the mean part, everyone. Are you
No,
sitting
this
down?
is the
Yes.
best
Okay,
part.
good.
This
It is really
good.
nasty, and I love it. I'm jealous I didn't come up with it. Dr. Afra with Rook Cast. Unkar Plut, which I'm always a little confused on why Unkar Plut, but I guess there's not a lot of options.
Uncle Park's
Han
great.
Solo.
Unkar Plut
Contraband
is like Gauntlet's
cybernetics.
title. Bump, take an action.
Yeah,
Right,
and
take an
Han
action
the
that's
Houndstooth.
not focus, right? Yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
Guess, but yeah. So Dr. Afro, the Rook Cast Han Solo thing is just mean. Gosh. So what does he do? He gets the stress or no strain from Rook Cast, and she's also a 3.
Right.
She's probably already. Everyone else was mostly shot already.
Mhm.
Gets the strain for Rook Cast, and then on top of that, when you're engaging, then you get the focus for Han Solo. So you're getting a lot of mean stuff in
Yeah,
there.
it all happens at I3 when you engage. So like when you take your action, you do reinforce, right? Then it's Afra's turn. You spend your reinforce to stress someone else because you don't need it anymore because you've already been shot. Then you do Han Solo
If you're
Gunner,
close, yeah.
which is a red focus. And then Rook says when you do a red action, you can take a strain. So you, at time of engagement, you do a red focus, take a strain, which lets you then be focused and convert a blank or eyeball to a hit with Rook. It's great. Basically, you do all this shenanigans, and then you're Boy Vader, and you just put 3 hits on the table and say, "I'm done now. I get 3 hits around the table now. Enjoy."
Is
Changing a blank or a focus to a hit.
Yeah,
Rook
yeah.
Cast, man.
Is there a way to have this with how much is Lando crew?
Lando's 4 points.
4?
So if you don't
Yeah,
take
you
contraband,
can't squeeze them in there.
Yeah, I was
You
thinking
don't, but
dropping Unkar and Contraband for Lando, so that way you can re-roll with the reinforce.
you don't even
You
need
generally
to.
don't
I'll
need
tell
to.
you don't even need to worry about your rerolls. Honest to God, because you're roll. Let's say you're rolling 3 or 4 dice, right? You auto convert a blank, and you can spend focus for any focus results. You're getting 3 hits all the time, basically.
Unless you roll 3 blanks. then
Right.
you're
Yes.
pretty good.
There's the rare chance where you roll 3 blanks, but that's dice, right? But yeah, no, you don't even. I played against a friend of ours just last night, flying this build, and it does work.
Mhm.
Like if you
Yeah,
don't
it's
kill it
me.
fast, forget it. And you can kill the YVs, obviously, but as
You gotta jam 'em.
Alex will tell you, it takes a couple rounds to kill a YV. They just have a lot of health, right?
Yeah, until you jam off that reinforce.
Yeah.
There's a little bit back and forth between like people who build this kind of Afra, if they're going to take Unkar, which is super good when you bump, get the reinforce, or Babu, which is Unkar Contraband.
Hey.
So
Hey.
it's a little bit back and forth. Kind of just depends on your play style.
Yeah. I like
tried this
Babu
with,
because I like Babu, but yeah, but well, because Babu gives you like 2 full turns of like delaying the inevitable, basically, like depending on how many tokens you bank, versus Contraband just
And
gives you the 1 freebie
3.
turn and then you want to clear it, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you also have Fen Rao in this list. So
Weird
Babu
choice.
might actually be a little bit better. But also you're
Sure,
running
because you
Fen
could
Rao
fen
on
away
Cad Bane,
stress.
and that's not what you want to do.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Listen, you can't argue with the performance, but
Yeah.
yeah,
With
I bet
Fen
you the
Rao, you
rogue
can like
squadrons are.
not have to bank the Han focus on Babu, so you can still do like the
Mhm.
stop and then
Mhm.
Fen Rao when you activate, and then Han Solo, but keep that stress so you're not screwed.
it'd be so funny if like the French translation of the Fenrau crew made him way better or something like that, and it's like that's why he's showing up in this list.
Yeah, just when you activate, remove a red token.
Yeah, right. Just something like that. It's just like we're just it got totally missed in like quality control and translation or whatever, and the French meta is warped forever because his crew is like super broken and no one notices.
I love that people are finding ways to make scum work though in different areas.
yeah.
You know, keep it going because it's so much tougher. The other factions, it's a lot easier. Like with scum, you have to dig a little and actually do some brain power. So God bless everybody. Make that scum work. Make scum great again.
All right.
Oof.
Let's move on to the Nordic World Qualifier in Sweden. So here we had a pretty decent distribution between most factions outside of CIS and Scum.
Who?
For the North. And it was a little funny because we saw all sorts of Republic earlier, and yet now here we're not seeing them. But if you look at the faction performance, Republic is number 2 in faction performance in the tournament. Obviously, Rebels at the top there. Empire not doing super well. Too many people taking lists that they don't know how to fly. They did a top 8 with a little bit of Empire, FO, Resistance, Republic, and then of course a million effing Rebels, right? So
Just half the field.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, because like Empire is just behind Rebels, right? In number of lists brought, right?
Yep.
It's 11 versus 13, and then their performance is much lower. I wonder if that's like you're saying, right? It only kind of takes a few of that percentage to like perform really poorly to tank the performance number.
Yeah.
Versus like the Rebels, just like net performance is higher.
Yeah, and I think if you look at and we did this, and maybe we'll do this again in November, right before PAX, but we did this before where we actually took, and you can look at like months and months of data on Pattern Analyzer, and shout out to Eekpair. That person, like they're genuinely one of my favorite people for analytics. So
Nice.
I talked with them before they built their Pattern Analyzer site, and kind of said, this is what I've been doing manually in a spreadsheet. This is what I would love to get to. And they got me somewhere in between. And so like I am hands down in debt to that guy. Like that, he is one of my favorite people ever. But yeah, like this faction performance, in fairness, that is one of the things, like, if it, like, I do a lot of analytics and statistical analysis at my job. That's just, it's just something I do. So like for me, this is fascinating. Whereas most people are like, whatever. You know, like, I'm gonna fly what I want. I mean, in fairness, look at me. I'm flying CIS, for Christ's sake, and they don't, you know, they're showing up. They always show up lower. So, but that's what I love about this. That specific is my favorite graphic, and I know you can't see my hand moving around crazily on the screen, but that the faction performance is the best. And Rebels have been up at the top compared to Empire, hands down, like overall. And I think it's because we can talk about it in two different ways, right? Either Rebels is so easy to fly that, you know, more people win with it, or B, if you look at what does it statistically mean, typically that would mean they have better pieces that perform better on average than other pieces in the meta. So for example, when you look at somebody like Mauler or Vader's not a good example, but Mauler or Vizier or Laurier, right? Laurier can be one-shotted. I one-shotted a Laurier this weekend. They were not, like,
Poor Marcos.
Yeah, poor Marcos.
It's not nice.
It was not. It was
Right,
definitely not.
You're never gonna one shot your boy Luke, right? It just doesn't happen.
Nope, not unless you put every gun you have on him. Every gun.
Well, and even that's not a one shot, right? Like Laurier is like a literal single shot that goes super poorly for the Empire player. Is he's done, right?
Yeah, a Cad Bane shot. That's what it was. Sorry, Marcos. That was definitely very unfair to that Laurier.
And I don't know if I want to, like, you know, just be like, oh yeah, the rebel or the hot rebel archetype, the Han, Luke plus a couple folks is like, you know, quote unquote, like easy to fly. But I definitely think that the anchor pieces of Han and Luke are more straightforward pieces, right, to conceptualize. Like for someone who is new to the faction, right? It's like Luke is, you want to get a double mounted proton torpedo off. Here's your tools to do that, right? We have tools that are going to let you do that, and it's a relatively straightforward gameplay. Han with the with perceptive and Bizon, it's like you're gonna be near a rock and shoot 2 times and take your focus. You know what I mean? Like it's not like this is a brain off mode, but it is definitely this is a really straightforward game plan you'll have, right? Like
it's also forgiving.
Let him shoot people. It's more forgiving, right? Because it's like you got some, and because to your point, like some of these Empire ships can just get one shot, right? It's like, ooh, whoops.
So I think that's
an X-wing, like there's not as many rounds. So when you can have a list that's a little more forgiving, like people will gravitate to that sometimes. Like I fly FO, and when I make some errors with it, it's you're done.
When
you're done,
he definitely does, yes, all the time.
Well, and think of it this way: with Luke, if you go all in on Luke and don't kill him, you know what Luke's doing? He's running away and regenning. You know, like 100%. Not every other ship gets that option, right? Like we don't have that option in Empire as much. We definitely don't have regen in Scum. So there's that to say. So whatever. I think it would be interesting. We could take a look at that at some point, probably before PAX, and kind of go through some of those things. But that's kind of what our, so we have currently right now a Academy 101 meta faction discussion. This week we're taking a week off to kind of go through extended lists in here in a few minutes, but essentially that's kind of the idea, is to kind of look at some of those different things. So
what came in first?
So as you can see, the winner was Fan Langalong, or however you say his name. I apologize because I probably butcher it every time. I'm not good with that.
That is pretty good.
And the runner-up was Ken, even though they have them backwards in Roll Better. But Fan won with my favorite FO list. Like hands down, this is the one I played. I played this one, and then I played the 4-ship one with Wrath in it. Those are the two FO lists that I like, because I don't think I'm as good as Cody with those silencers. So, like, my silencers don't live very long compared
They're
to
like the
his.
best chassis in the game. It's easy.
They die. Mine die though. I don't know if it's the dice, but mine die.
Mine died late, but they do die.
Yeah, but I like this. This list is one of my favorite FO lists that I've seen. And it's a little different. I'm not super sold on the Predator Crackshot Midnight, but I mean, I'm open to that discussion. Like it's kind of cool. I don't know how Midnight's lining up bullseyes all the time, but I guess it's an I6, so you could do it. But it's not. You don't have a boost. You don't have a boost. I don't know. How you
But
do
let
it.
me tell you, man. I flew that. I've tried it a while ago, and then I was like, I suck at this. I'm not using it. And then this one, and I was like, well, let me try it again. I tried it yesterday, and I was like, for larger ships, it's going to proc. But when it procs, like, not only can they not modify their dice, now if they get lucky to roll one evade, you are cracking that away. It could be mean, man. I'm being more sold on this Predator Crackshot stuff.
Yeah. I mean, and again, that's like early 2.5, like, and this is 2.0 meta. That's like, that was when I mean, you remember the good old days, right?
Mm-hmm.
The good old days. So, Chris, why don't you tell us what Fawn ran, and let's kind of look at a few of these lists. We're not going to look at all of them tonight. Let's look at a few of them, though.
Love this list. Shout out to Fawn. Midnight with Predator and Crackshot. Malorus with cluster missiles. Whirlwind with marksmanship, fanatical. Cluster missiles, advanced optics, and enhanced jamming suite. The only thing I would change is I probably put proud instead of fanatical. That's just a personal preference. That way I could do advanced maneuver or
You need more focus actions.
Yeah,
focus
why
tokens?
not, man?
Yes.
I could stress and get it, and then QD could do like a turnaround move as well and get it. But sorry if you hear the noise. My cat's going bonkers for some reason. Kylo Ren in the Whisper, with instinctive aim, proud tradition, concussion missiles, advanced optics, and enhanced jamming suite. I tried it with this. I was trying the crispy Kylo, which I feel like is more fun, but I feel like this version is more efficient. It's just solid anywhere you go. QD with fanatical, swarm tactics, target synchronizers, special forces gunner, and FCS. QD swarm tactics whirlwind to a 6. You have midnight in the mix as well. I watched this finale. It was really good. I was shocked at the result, because I don't know if anybody saw it, but it looked like a landslide in the beginning. I was like, oh man, my first order, and then he started coming back. But it's a solid list, man. But to not have QD die immediately, it's a challenge, and he was doing a great job of maneuvering it that way. If you are going to shoot QD, you're having a bunch of other guns coming at you as well. Shout out to him.
Yeah. And it's a little different, like I have a little bit different quick draw build, but again, I find this list very fun to run. Like, how about this? I've been running Whirlwind since Whirlwind came out. Like, to me, Whirlwind is the funnest ship in FO to run. Like, I don't care. Like, oh, I could put down 4 fucking focus tokens. Thank you. Like,
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
I think the most I got once was 6, and I was like, this is so stupid. This is ridiculous.
Why would you do that to Whirlwind?
You
That
own
was
second
great.
tokens? Jeez.
It was great. I had 6 ships shooting, aiming at me. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Chris just
I
brings the
think I had-
D6 for his focus tokens.
Fair enough. Okay,
so much fun.
Was that against CIS? Did somebody like fly a swarm at Whirlwind, and you're just like, all right, you're gonna shoot me with 2 die guns? So be it. I don't care. I'm just gonna throw cluster missiles.
Yeah. Clusters are great.
They are. All right. Our runner-up is Ken running the Han, Luke, Keo, Holland, and Sabine build. We're not going to go through that. Top 4, we have Flash Heart. Cool name, actually. Like that name.
Interesting, yeah.
And they're running the Fen, Boudica, Sabine, Bentic, and Hera build. We went over this last week as well. The next one is Molfar, which we've seen show up in GSP a little bit. They're running SOC, Anakin, Kickback, Oddball, Wolf, and then 7B Mace, which I'm going to say this is like the standard loadout Mace that we always see.
Safe Mace, we call
He's
him.
been popping up. He's been popping up in these Republic lists. Mace.
Yeah. I like it. The next one that we see is a little bit different. Alex, what is number 5 running in Resistance?
You're not going for that name.
Oh Christ, no.
Nope, I'm not going to. If
That's
you want
Walrang
to attempt
DM.
it, Pete, I'll let you attempt
Come
it.
on.
I'm fine. We're good here. We're fine.
Oh,
Okay.
listen, I play
Say the
Tekken.
name.
That is Huarang. I know how to do that.
Oh, you're right.
Yes.
That does look like the second name.
Yeah, so they have a resistance list and they chose Poe, but in the Falcon, where it's at. With the title engine upgrade, critical. Ray Gunner C3PO crew, marksmanship and trick shot. Elo with Predator and Swarm Tactics. Snap Wexley with HLC and R68. Shaza Zaro with Plasma Torps, Wartime Loadout, and Dorsal Turret. And then BB-8 with Larma Daisy. Which is
Larma.
really funny when you have an I6 coordinator that can coordinate across the entire board, because that's what C3PO lets you do if you have a calculate on your action bar. And then Larma lets you essentially, because it's just BB-8, lets you jam. It also lets you reinforce and coordinate, but BB-8 doesn't have that. So it lets you do that, take a red jam if you have 2 or less stress tokens.
Does Llama like shawarma?
Yeah.
You could also do that I6 C3PO coordinate to get Shazazaro a target lock for Plasma Torps at I6. And then you can Swarm Tactics her up with Elo if you wanted to and shoot the Plasma Torps first. It's a
Cool.
pretty clever list.
Pete, what did Bless run? This will be the last one that we cover from this
man.
tournament. It's kind of cool list.
He has #blessed us with Rack. It's a Rack attack. He's got Agile Gunner, Dauntless title, Electronic Baffle, Death Troopers, Darth Vader, Ruthless, hot build right there. Countdown, the King of Salvage countdown, Shield upgrade, Ruthless, Disciplined, and then he's got customized Tomax Bren with Saturation Salvo, Barrage Rockets, and Bomb with Generator. Then he's got customized Major Rhymer, what's got Saturation Salvo, Barrage Rockets, Seismic Charges, Delayed Fuses, and last but certainly not least, we have customized Deathfire with Prox Mines and Delayed Fuses. Sad to see none of the new TIE Bomber SLs on here that I love so much, but these
Yep.
are all still good.
It's weird seeing Deathfire with proxy.
Right, like the new Deathfire is so bananas
So good.
A
fun.
lot better than
He's both good and hilarious.
Yeah.
Maybe they
One-
thought
one-
they could shoot the proxy mines out the front when they die.
I
Foolish.
hope not.
He was like, I could launch this proxy mine. Oh, it's wrong.
Call a judge,
What
tell
if,
me I'm wrong.
what if, real quick, back to that resistance list, the name, the Tekken guy, what if
No.
someone else gave him that name? What if it was like
Oh.
Huarang? Damn. Like, that's his name. Maybe that's his name. Maybe that's how you say it. Huarang, damn.
Maybe.
There you go. I said my piece.
I really like, but hang on. I like this Empire list other than I would do something similar, but I would swap some of these bombers for their SL versions, right? The Major Rhymer I would definitely keep, right? Customized Rhymer, but Tomax and Deathfire, their SL versions are so good, right? They're just really strong.
Yeah.
No,
New
I agree.
Tomax actually has an ability.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
gets
no,
off
it's
quite a
good.
bit.
Tomax is good.
Quite a
Yeah.
bit. Every other turn,
Yes.
basically. As often as you can.
Oh,
Yeah.
let me do a maneuver.
Countdown's annoying.
Yeah,
That
I hate
countdown
that.
is
Isn't it?
annoying.
Yeah, that's why I call him King of Salvage, because good luck getting that crate off of him.
Well, you know
Just shoot
how
them with the
to.
second ship, you know.
You know how to do that. You got to have proton bombs.
Proton bombs or 2 shots on him, right? Like,
Yeah.
send your crit tech in second.
All right, moving on to the London World Qualifier, and I think this one was actually from last week. The LGT Rebels again making a pretty big splash with zero CIS. There was more scum than CIS in this tournament. So I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't like that. I think that bothers me a little bit. But Resistance outperforming Rebels this time. That's a thing. We've not seen that yet, per se. Resistance outperforming Rebels in spades. Their top cut essentially had Republic, Rebels, and Resistance. These are all the ships that came. Definitely so many Rebels. A little bit different Republic list that we've kind of seen. But good job, Resistance. So Jarvel, I'm gonna give this to you, Alex, because this is like Alex has a thing for Lando. Like Alex likes Lando, whether it's a crew or a ship. That's like his favorite ship ever. And they chose Lando over Poe Falcon here. So Alex, what in hell did Jarvel run, and why is there not Poe in this list?
They chose Lando over Poe and Rey and Chewbacca. I have found a new love for Lando Resistance because you could do dirty things. This is not the build I go for, though. But Lando has C-3PO, Rey, Contraband, and the title. You have Elo with Marksmanship, Heroic, Magpulse. Liga Fasang, one of the Y-Wings, with Diamond Boron Missiles, Wartime Loadout. Shazazaro with Dorsal, Wartime Loadout, and Plasma Torps. And then a third Y-Wing, Chorus, with Dorsal, Wartime, and Cluster Missiles. And Lando just kind of facilitates everything in that list.
Please,
roll up with Elo, take a focus. You can C-3PO him a target lock, use Lando's ability. Give out 2 target locks to your Y-Wings if you wanted to. You can spend 2 charges. He has 3 and they reoccur. You could give it to himself and then you can boost with him and then do it again because that's also a red action. So if you weren't in range of one of the people, you can boost and be in range of one of the people. It's really silly. I love it.
You can coordinate everybody in one turn,
basically, or do it to yourself and you get 3 calculates. Because the coordinate just gives you a calculate, so then you can take the calculate action. Now you have 3. I'm not going to run 3 Y-Wings with it, but they are a pain to get through, and now they have double modded missiles and torp shooting at you, probably at a lower initiative than you are, and that's a pain to deal with. It's super cool. I like this list a lot.
beefy too.
Super beefy. The wartime loaded is nuts. But we gotta respect Chorus here by using his full government name, Chorus Capellum, which was that's one of my favorite names. Chorus Capellum, and then his title is Gentleman Flyer. Like all around, just like AMG was like, let's make this guy the coolest guy alive.
I don't see how he's a gentleman when he just mugs you for a green token. But you know,
but his flying is quite gentlemanly.
Don't get his way. He's a 1.
All right, moving on. Gallows came in second. We essentially have the Padme list without Padme in it and Mace instead. So it's pretty much the same list that we've seen for the most part earlier tonight, but with Mace instead of Padme. I think Mace is funner to fly, just personally, but that's just me. So I find this list more fun to fly than other ones. The next one is Boudica, Luke, Hera, and then we have Han Solo with Kanan Jarrus instead of Perceptive co-pilot. So that's a choice, and there's no engine upgrade, so that's also a choice.
Go right through that debris if you want, though.
Yep, exactly.
You can.
Made top 4 with it.
He did. He did, and that's the gentleman. That's Louis from.
This is he does.
Oh yeah, very cool. Yeah,
I don't know what he's from. He's from Jawas, maybe.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, Team
very
Jawa.
cool old arts.
He does.
Everything.
He does those prize kits. He does a lot of like TO work and community organizing out in the UK, and he does a lot of projects for getting prize support to communities that have issues getting access to official prize support. So like actually shout outs to him. He does such a great job doing that. And a sweet dude.
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah. I met him at Adepticon, just crazy nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah. The next one is Dale with Chopper, Hera, Han, Wedge. Nothing...
Can I say one thing about that list?
Sure.
It has Chopper with Zeb, which will only trigger if you pass over the focus token from Hera.
Right. Which is the funniest thing. Oh, but I love
They
it.
probably aren't triggering it because it's range 0 in your chopper. You gave them 2 jams. But you can only modify your dice with focus tokens. So that only happens when you have Hera, and it's hilarious.
But I mean, he is. No, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Never mind.
Also, let's respect. He put that ghost title on that chopper.
Yes.
He's flying
Basically,
the ghost. No
you
one's
know
talking.
why,
Doesn't
though?
matter. But that's
know-
the ghost.
You know why, Pete? Because he went to Worlds and he got to play in Worlds and got a cool card. Because I won't lie and tell you that I put the ghost title every time I fly it because it looks cool. It just looks cool.
That's right.
I don't even give a shit about anything else. It's like, oh, this looks cool. It's 0 points. Go fuck off, you know?
That's right. You put it on there because you're flying the ghost. You're not flying a VCX 100. You're flying the ghost.
Badass.
All right. So the only other, I don't know. JJ, what did Tim run at number 5? This one is a little bit different. With Thane and Corrin, who only belongs in an E-wing. In my opinion.
So we got Han Solo, standard loadout, pretty much chopper, perceptive co-pilot, Bistan, engine upgrade in the title, boy Luke, Corn Horn in the C-65 with Crackshot, Mag Pulse, and then the foils, and then Thane Kyrell with Prockets and server motor as foils. So I'd like the synchronicity between Corn and Thane, right? Because you can essentially have Thane target lock Corrin, and then closest foils because he can focus boost with the close foils and then set himself up with a proton rocket if Cornhorn happens to engage first, which they can since they're both initiative 5. Cornhorn can pass over that lock from Thane onto his intended target, and then Thane, if he has that bullseye, has a double modded rocket shot into that target, and most ships don't survive that, especially with Luke coming up to shoot a proton torpedo for cleanup afterwards, or if they already got nuked by Han earlier. So this is a very offensive list. I like it. You know, you got an I6 and 3 I5s that can work very well together. This is a very, very punishing list.
Nice. All right. That will conclude our pattern analyzer segment. And what we're going to move into is we have one more segment for you folks, so don't go anywhere. We are going to be talking about... Go ahead, Chris.
No, that was it. I was letting you do the one. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I thought you had a question. I was like, all right.
Sorry.
No problem. So...
Got him.
Got me.
Got him.
Anyway, so we want to talk a little bit about PAX in the extended meta tonight. And PAX... The sad thing is like, I don't know if I get to go to PAX this year, and I've never been, so I guess it's not really a big thing, but with my daughter's surgery and everything going on, I had to pull a lot of cards, with the wife to be able to do things. So we'll see if I get lucky. I will get to go to PAX and hang out with everybody. Like that would be like, I would actually rather go to PAX than to LVO personally, because I feel the environment is more a Tanner style environment. And there's no gambling. Like I don't have to worry about going into a casino and spending money that I
So
don't spend.
you say you've never been to PAX Unplugged, like the
I've never
convention
been.
itself. Let me tell you right now, X-Wing aside, like if you are listening to this and you're like, I don't know if I want to go play in a big X-Wing tournament, just go to PAX, because I have been to Adepticon, I've been to Gen Con, I have been to PAX, I've been to PAX East, right? PAX Unplugged is my exact speed of convention. There are tons of board games available, tons of like role-playing games, tons of tabletop games, there's tons of miniatures games, there's tons of vendors, you can go preview games that are not out yet, there are panels and stuff. So if there's something in tabletop gaming you're interested in, there's something at you for PAX, all at a speed that is like a step down from something like Gen Con. Like when you walk into Gen Con, there is just a like buzz, like a throng in the air that is so loud that when you eventually leave 4 days later, your hearing is damaged, right? It's just nuts, right? But PAX doesn't have that. Like PAX itself is just like not as crazy and not as crowded. And it's also in Philadelphia, which is like the Philadelphia Convention Center, that whole center city area has tons of hotels, very walkable, right? So like you can fly there, and then your Uber ride to your hotel is less than 30 minutes, and then you don't need a car the whole time either. You can walk, right? Outside the convention center, you don't need to worry. Are there food trucks? Is there shitty con
Food
food? No,
everywhere.
there's Reading Terminal Market, which is like a fantastic indoor group of tons of eateries of every kind of food you could want, right? Like it is like, to me, like the optimal convention experience, right? It's also pretty cheap. It's like $100 for the 3-day pass. And then if you want to do X-Wing doesn't cost money on top of that, right? So
And
it's
just
like,
if you're into board games,
if you're just into board
general,
games, yeah.
so many board games.
Well,
that you
I've
can
talked
play and
about this.
experiment with.
Chris is sick of hearing me say this, but I'm not doing the World Qualifier at PAX. Like I'm skipping X-Wing because I'm just going to play board games with my family instead, right? Because it's like it's a nice weekend away.
And you
from
did that
us.
last year too, yeah. I do that on Friday and some of Sunday.
Yeah.
Just board games with my friends. 'cause
Anyway, yeah,
there's
just
so
PAX
much
is just
to
like
do there.
it's a fabulous time for anyone considering going. Highly recommend it.
Yeah. So now the reason we wanted to do a little bit of an extended discussion, right, was because there's some stuff coming up in PAX. So Pete, what the hell is happening? Why do I need to know about extended?
Oh, sure.
For PAX?
Okay. All right. So PAX this year, as it's been in the past few years, is being organized by Andrew Lewinsky from the Liberty Squadron, formerly the Liberty Squadron podcast, just a TO in the Philly area. Same as Andrew, great dude. He is running 3 events. So on Saturday and then a cut on Sunday, there is a Worlds Qualifier event. This is an official sanctioned Worlds Qualifier. There's top 4 invites. There's the Jedi prizes. There's like a top cut structure to it, all that stuff, right? That is your classic World Qualifier. We know about it. On Friday, there is an extended tournament, which has a local store providing a store champs kit. So there are definitely more than 16 signups as of now, but if you have 16 players, this is confirmed, registered with AMG as totally thumbs up. This is extended as a legal format. Therefore, your store champ can be extended. It's an extended tournament, and it's not any kind of weird fake format, which is like, a lot of folks are doing like, oh, extended plus ban list, right? That's not a sanctioned format. Just extended is the format. So this is like full on.
Use all the banned stuff.
Use all the banned stuff. The only thing that is truly banned is the Delta 7B configuration card, because it's now a ship chassis. Like that's the only thing that's actually banned from extended.
So you're telling me I can run auto blasters? That's what you're telling me.
You can run so many auto blasters.
Yes.
You can make that crypt machine.
Advanced sensors.
Yeah, advanced sensors. Well, Guri doesn't have sensor slot anymore, right?
Hey, Zach.
No.
So if Zach's listening to this,
yeah,
it feels like we need to go to PAX so we can run a scum auto blaster list, which I didn't put together, by the way, but that's what it feels like we need to be doing.
You got to be there. And then lastly, on Sunday, there's a third event. On Sunday, there is another store champ event in the Fangs Out format. So that's a modification of the standard format, except a couple qualifying changes. So like normally when you do a standard tournament, rounds are base 75 minutes, and then you randomize up or down 3 minutes. Fangs Out rounds are 60 minutes, and then you randomize up or down 3 minutes, right? So these could be as short as 57-minute rounds. On top of that, there is a timer during the planning phase. For you, all you planning phase Syndicate boys, you better buckle up, Syndicate fellers. You got to hit that time. You got 2 minutes to set dials. Or
so
else.
much time.
It's like to me that's a super amount of time. Chris,
Max
he's
is
like
2 minutes.
he's terrible.
So
Chris
we
is setting dials
actually
for 15 minutes.
we've actually talked about running a store champ with the Fangs Out format. Like
I
we won't get
love
into
the
that
idea.
tonight.
That's so cool.
Maybe we should add that as a topic next week, but or the week after. But that was I didn't know you could do that until somebody in my TO chat said that, and I was like, oh, that's actually a really good idea. To break up, the monotony of what we've been dealing with. And it'll force people to say, hey, do you want to fly 10 or 8 ships or 7 ships? Go ahead, go do that, but you're gonna lose. And unless you're Alex, whatever. And he's done, he won't be invited to it. Because I can't have a guy setting 6 dials, in like under 2 minutes. Like it just can't happen. But yeah, that sounds really fun. A Fangs Out tournament, to me, that sounds amazing.
That's what I'll be playing at on Sunday. I'll be playing in the Fangs Out tournament because it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a shorter experience. I'm really excited for that. but yeah, the extended one is definitely getting the buzz. Like we did an extended list building little chit chat about this for the same reason, because it's like, I want to say here, like your title here is extended meta review. I don't even think there is an extended meta right now.
There
None of
becomes
games
one.
get played.
It
Less-
becomes one.
It becomes one.
No, I mean,
Exactly.
the PAX tournament is gonna set the tone. It's gonna set the extended meta, basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So why don't we cover a few extended meta lists? Because to me, like, I find extended a little bit fun. I do understand AMG's reservation about some of that stuff, right? Because not everybody gets to own everything. But I'll tell you
Exactly.
what, if we had one a year or two a year or whatever, like, and everybody wasn't doing it, come on. Like, it makes me not want to sell half of my collection that I don't use. Like, because that's where I'm at. Like if you don't want to help me with scum, then I should just get rid of my scum. If you don't want to help me with, certain things, like, I should just get rid of,
Well, and to me, I totally agree with what you're saying, right? Like, and I agree with the AMG position of, like, especially extended ships, right, are tougher for newer players to get, and it's like, could be alienating. And I felt that way when I started in 2.0, right? I felt that way. I was like, I didn't know, like, there were some ships I'm like, how do I even get this ship? And they're like, oh, buy a kit and go on eBay to get this thing. I'm like, oh, okay, right. But with the ban list now, extended doesn't just mean ship, it means pilots and upgrades that are in standard ships. Like Hera Ghost is legal now, right? It does mean a little bit more than that. So I do like thinking about extended, just because it's very Wild West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the first list, JJ, you brought to us. What did you bring to us?
So we're gonna visit the Rebel Alliance here. So we got
Why
Luke
is there
Skywalker.
Sabine shuttle in here? What the fuck
You'll
is
see.
this?
You'll see why. You'll see why.
All
So
right.
we got the boy Luke, of course. He's a staple, coming in at 5 points. Then next we got Gavin Darklight in the E-wing with Hopeful Pattern Analyzer and Proton Torpedoes, just being able to help everybody else pushing those crits. This was going to be a really good list, especially in salvage, to just attack those cargo crate carriers. Next up we got Wedge Antilles in the A-wing with Crack Shot and Marksmanship, Keo Venzi with Juke, and then lastly Sabine Wren in the attack shuttle with Debris Gambit and Dorsal Turret. Now, the reason why I put her in here is because she has that pre-maneuver barrel roll and boost. So you, with Debris Gambit, you can actually do the barrel roll and link it into the red evade. And if you happen to be near a obstacle, Debris Gambit turns that into a white evade, and then she can do her regular maneuver and take an action, usually a focus, or since we're playing with scenarios now, she can claim a crate. She can like claim a scramble objective. She can set up blocks really well, and she still has 2 arcs to shoot out of, either through the front or through the right, and it makes her pretty versatile.
3 dice.
Yeah, 3 dice out the front and 2 out the side. Really good.
Well, and not like this. I mean, that Sabine trick was, I mean, that's classic Sabine attack shuttle tech, except you didn't even rely on Debris Gambit. You just do a blue, right? But this opens up her dial even more, because her dial is not great with blues. But that was like, that's like, oh yeah, Sabine, just roll into red evade and then just do a blue and then do her focus, right? But this is just the Debris Gambit. The loadout system, right, in extended is interesting to look at, because we never had it back when these ships were common.
Yeah.
Right. I like that your list doesn't rely on, like, this is what, only 2 extended ships, no extended upgrades, like no banned upgrades are in this, right? This is just 2 interesting ships, like, slotted in. It's interesting. I like it.
Yeah, I definitely went for the feel for, just trying to make the best out of the like what's available that would make these ships effective. And honestly, while there are a lot of great upgrades that are like banned, the Debris Gambit on Sabine just makes sense for what
So
she has on there. Yeah.
100%.
And then of course a Proton Torp on Gavin. I mean, that's
Gavin.
Yeah.
Fantastic
That's
for
just
everyone.
mean
Crit
stuff.
City. Whoever you're playing against, if they're playing salvage, they're just going to hate you. They're dropping those crates all the time.
Oh yeah.
Gavin's ability for the non-extended people that don't know, is while a friendly ship performs an attack, if the defender is in your arc, the attacker may change one hit to a crit. Very mean. I love it.
Oh yeah.
All right, Alex. The next one has Wolf in it.
Yeah, Wolfaro.
What's going on with this?
So I made a extended list that just hits super hard because it's funny. So you have Boy Luke because, like, you can't run Rebels without Boy Luke. You're doing something wrong. As Wolfaro, the Azatuk that when it's damaged, it rolls an extra die in its primary, which is the front half of the ship. That has K2SO and Magva. So you hit him, he gets a lock on you now, and he can K2SO himself. Sadly, no points left over for a targeting computer, but it's still funny. And then you got Dutch with Hopeful, Dorsal, Concussion Missiles, and Concussion Bombs. So you can give Wolfaro and activate his ability at the very start of the game with Concussion Bombs, which is hilarious. So you can roll up with a Reinforce and shooting 4 dice in the initial engagement. Then you got Kyo with Juke because she was last. And then Zeb with Leia, Dorsal, Targeting Computer. 3 points for a 3-die gun, which is pretty nice. And he cancels crits first, so he's a little bit better in salvage. Yes.
Another attack shuttle.
Also,
Nice.
He has enough points for Leia. I don't know why, but it's awesome.
Just don't do what I did back in 2.0 with the concussion bomb Wolf and hit all of your other ships with the same concussion bomb. Forget to reload it and then have to keep dropping them.
Oh no.
It's terrible.
You're supposed to do it 2 straight, man. Come on.
Well, listen. I'd say I was tired, but I was lying.
All right. I think the Zeb Leia is pretty interesting there. In that list, you know, again, you're using Keel without Prockets, which is weird for you.
I know.
Like, I don't understand why you want to do that other than you want to be meta, but you know, like Keel with Prockets, like primo Alex territory, you know.
Yeah, but you know, you got Dutch to pass the lock to whoever needs it too. So I guess you could pass the lock. I don't know. You could put Prockets on Keo and give her a lock. Who cares? Them a lock.
It's just more your style. There's no way to put dedicated in these, you know. So, all right, Pete. The next list, Pete submitted this list. This is a Pete list here with a dash at 10 points. Pete, are you gonna run this shit? Is this what you're gonna run?
What I'm saying, hear me out.
All right, I'm here for
I know
it.
what you guys are thinking. Dash Rendar just got released in the standard. Don't be ridiculous. Wrong. This is old Dash. And the Outrider title in the new box isn't a new title. It's an errata to the old title. So this Dash Rendar shoots 4 dice all the time, except at range 3 when he shoots 5, because the new Outrider title just says throw more dice at range 3. And with Trick Shot, he shoots 6 dice most of the time by accident. He just throws 6 dice at people. Oh, LOL, whoops, I threw 6 dice. He's got false transponder codes because fuck you and your jams or whatever. He's got Kanan on there for force because, again, he ignores obstacles while he moves. So he can just yeet himself over whatever he wants and remove stress. And you have a force, and we could probably swap that because I made this list in 30 seconds and just take Trick Shot and Outrider on Dash and do whatever else you want, and you're accidentally going to throw 6 dice a lot of the time. And people are going to be like, oh yeah, range 3 obstructed. I get my extra defense dice. Fuck your defense dice. What are you going to get? 4 defense dice? I'm throwing 6 dice at you. You're not going to dodge everything. Anyway, and we got Boy Luke because, like Alex said, you got to have Boy Luke.
He's literally the most taken pilot in the game.
And then secretly, the king is back. Intimidation Orville is back on the table, baby. Intimidation Orville. And then he's going to intimidate you, and then he's going to starboard slash your ass. And then Dash is going to 6-die attack you while you're strained. And Sabine's there, too.
With the proper Sabine, with Lone Wolf.
Yeah, the
Thank
Lord
God.
Sabine.
Thank God you can't double tap dash anymore because this is just oppressive as hell.
Listen, I would double. If the gunner was on there, you better believe he'd have piston. Oh God, extended's bad, guys. Don't do it.
All right. Let's move on to the next list that we have here. An Empire list with Lieutenant Sai with Gar Saxon, Moff, Gerard, and how we say that?
Gerard.
Yeah, whatever. Jerkoff. Moth Jerkoff with ST321.
This is JJ's namesake, Moff Gerard. That's what the
100%
JJ stands for. Gerard.
Alex, we should... never mind. All right. And then we have Fifth Brother with Discipline Homing Missiles. Seventh Sister with Discipline Magpulse. Because JJ doesn't want to take the standard loadout builds, we have Jonas with Sat Salvo, Barrage Rockets, and Bomblets. And Major Reimer with Sat Salvo, Barrage Rockets, and Seismics and Delayed Fuses. And here, I would almost argue, why not Ion Bombs? Like, just put ion bombs here.
Yeah, I think ion bombs is the right call. So here's the reason why I didn't put in the standard loadout version on here is mainly because I want Sat Salvo to really matter here, right? Because you're having these ships usually shoot first. If you're forcing your opponents to spend their tokens, to like if you happen to force a natural evade into a focus, they usually will run out of or vice versa, right? You can do the Mag Pulse first and then do the Sat Salvo later on. And it really helps push damage. There was a lot of accuracy on there. Moff Gerard really helps the list do that pre-position boost that they need to, and the TIE Advanced V1s can link off of that. Actually, no, it's a red boost, so never mind, scratch that. But at least it helps them with that position boost so that way they can get into position. Those V1s had those really nice hard one that are blue. So you can have
really good blues.
Yeah, you can basically have them do kind of like a K turn and not have any stress afterwards. And then and Lieutenant Sai just being able to coordinate and have Gar Saxon on there just for effect is just really, really good. So it's a nice punchy list that can do a lot of work.
Well, and I to defend you not using the SLs here, the Captain Jonas standard loadout is bad, and it's 5 points.
Yeah,
and then and the Major Reimer one is good, but it's 4 points, right? So like to fit the ship count you want, you kind of have to shift down to the customized version. So that makes sense.
And you don't want Tomax because you want to use Gar Saxon crew ability, which only works if you're initiative 4 or lower.
Yeah.
Check and respect. I like it. I love Lieutenant Sai.
Yeah, man. Right on.
All right. Next one. I don't know.
That was me.
What's the next? I don't know who's this one is.
This is me because I saw JJ took a Lambda and I'm like, well, I have to use another extended ship. So we're going to just saturate the entire board with bombs. I went with Standard Vader because it's Standard Vader.
SSP Vader, not Boy Vader.
Yeah, Starter Pack Vader, Pay to Win Vader. Then Standard Loadout Tomax. And I just put in Death Rain, which is, for some reason, 6 points. Red Line is 7, which is disgusting. But yeah, you get a Proton Torpedo, Seismic Charges, Thermal Detonators. You get an action every time you drop a bomb. So you just drop 2, and you just get a focused target lock. Now you have a double-modded Proton Torpedo before you even move.
Moved, yeah. Oh, my God.
And then Deathfire, because more bombs and people are bad against bombs. And then Obsidian Squadron Pilot, because no one ever plays those, but it's also the same initiative as Deathfire.
I like it. Now, would you consider actually swapping out the Proton Torpedo for like Trajectory Simulator and to like Diamond Boron?
Yeah, so I did this with like, well, if people are playing still with band upgrades, you don't play with this one. If not, then you just split it into Trajectory Simulator.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this is true. This is true extended, not the Cowards extended. So you can bring that Trajectory Simulator.
Yeah, just bring Trajectory Simulator and 4 point of, I don't know, Ion Torps, whatever you want.
So this sounds like a Duncan Howard needs to come to PAX and play this list.
A lot of bombs, a lot of ion control.
All right. The next extended list we have Chris.
Someone at Nova,
Chris-
he mentioned something about oh yeah.
Yeah, he'll be at PAX. Chris brought this list to us.
Captain Kagi.
Yeah. What does Captain Kagi do, Chris? What the hell does he? What the hell do they do?
We don't even care what he does, to be totally honest.
okay.
But at the start of the engagement phase,
He has enough loadout for Sloan. Is what he does.
right, it pretty much. Captain Kagi has the special power of loading Sloan.
No, it's
but at the
actually
start of engagement phase,
semi-relevant.
she's one or more. Yeah. Use one or more friendly ships at 0 to 3. If you do, transfer all enemy lock tokens from the chosen ships to you. So basically a target lock absorber, but more importantly, get you to use the lambda. You could get to do a double action when you coordinate. You could throw a target lock out there, but you have Admiral Sloan, the potentially most annoying crew in all of X-Wing. I'll read it out. After another friendly ship at range 0 to 3 defends, if it is destroyed, the attacker gains 2 stress. Then, so while a friendly ship at 0 to 3 performs an attack against a stress ship, it may reroll 1 attack die. So you have Captain Kagi there. You have 7 just regular TIE fighters. This is like a 1.0 list. They kill a ship. They get double stressed. Everyone else is shooting that ship, getting rerolls. Wham, bam, thank you, Sloan.
And a free focus conversion with Gar Saxon too, just for more
Yes,
disrespect.
that's right. Gar Saxon. Yes, like if they have no Maz, they were using it on defense. They have Gar Saxon. They're while a friendly ship unit 1 to 3 with initiative of 4 or lower, because they're all lower, performs an attack against a defender you have locked. The attacker may change 1 focus result to a hit result. So if you roll really bad, you still have Gar Saxon there. You're gonna make a lot of friends with this list. Everyone should fly this list.
The reason Sloan is literally the most expensive crew in the game.
And banned.
It's awful.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a weird
If I
question.
show up, I'll be flying that, maybe. Or robots.
With Captain Nagy, you can't. But if you switch to Jendon, you could fly proton cannons.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
that, right? Like you could drop Gar Saxon and run Jendon, which will do nothing for the TIE fighters at all, but will 100% allow you to proton cannon people with a big base. Like, I'm not saying it's
if you
good.
get the bullseye with the
Come on, it's a
lambda.
big base, Pete. How are you not going to do it? You're going to get a bullseye on someone.
Yeah, because if they're
The
famous,
bullseye is
they're
the same
famous
size,
position.
regardless of the size of the ship.
Yeah, but they it's all about angles, you see.
I'm just saying, like, to me, like, I guess I get the Gar Saxon. Like, I don't disagree with you on the Gar Saxon. I just think that, like, it would be funner. Is that a word? Am I allowed to use that word?
Funner is a word. It means it's more fun.
To use the proton cannons on it. It's like why would, like, how would that ever happen, you know?
And Colonel Jendon's a classic.
I wish, totally off topic, I wish Tabson could have 2 cannon slots. Imagine an Upsilon, a first order Upsilon with proton cannons. Now that you're talking about a 5 dice proton cannon.
We just use HLC, right?
Yeah.
So you don't get crits.
Nasty.
And if they're stressed,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
To make friends list.
yeah, I don't know. I just think it would be more fun to run proton cannon. I don't know, because you could also run Minister Tour, right? You know.
Yeah.
Well, you only got 1 crew slot in Jendon.
This is all about just having Sloan on there. That's mainly it, to be totally honest. Be annoying. I used to have fun with Sloan and make no friends. It's cool.
God, she's even more points than the Grand Inquisitor crew.
Yes, she is the most expensive upgrade in the game.
No.
Yeah.
All
At
right.
least
Not the
crew.
most expensive
Definitely
upgrade.
crew.
Most expensive crew, yeah, but not
Most expensive crew.
upgrade is supernatural reflexes. 24 points. Only Luke can take him.
Supernatural. Kylo could, I think.
No, he doesn't have 24 loadout.
Oh no, 22. You're right. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think only Luke Skywalker, 6-point Luke Skywalker is the only ship that can take supernatural reflexes. And it's the only upgrade he could take.
These scumless are mean, whoever came up with them.
Oh yeah.
All right. Yes. So let's move on to Scum. JJ, what is JJ? What is this?
JJ,
So
what the fuck?
Like, there is nothing on IG88A. So it's like JJ's like, I'm so ballsy. I'm gonna take a ship with no upgrades.
Yeah.
I
So
don't need upgrades.
I kind of hurried this along, but on this should have Fearless, Sync Laser Cannon, and Title and Contraband Cybernetics to round that out for IG88A, along with Q9 here in the SD70 Assault Ship with IG88D, which also gives the ability for IG88A to work for Q9. Get Greedo over 2 modulators, Contraband Cybernetics, Burnout Thrusters, and the Razor Crest Title to round off that list there. You could put in whatever you want for there. You could put in like probably false transponder codes if you want to. Next up, we get Dirge with proton cannons, Contraband Cybernetics, and engine upgrade. And then Lee Mackay with R3 and ion cannon torpedo. This is a deceptively punishing list. You got calculates to share between the IGs, and with the Sync Laser Cannon on IG88A, you're denying ranges. So if you're able to really take advantage of that Sync Laser Cannon, you could do a lot of damage that way. And Q9 can be in a lot of different spots with its ability, and really punish with the sneaky full stop, calculate barrel roll if you want to, and then just get crits in with Greedo. It's a lot of fun.
Fair enough.
You know, you don't get a third illicit there with Q9 with the title, right? It's one or the other. You have to leave an empty slot.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You gotta have an empty slot. Yeah, good point.
Worst ruling ever. Let the people have 3 illicits.
Could do Babu and then the free Contraband. And then
Yeah,
just stay still forever. That's what I used to do with Q9.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of sounds a little bit like my build there, Chris. Good segue into my double IG Q9 build, which I will tell you is probably not very good, but is amazingly fun to run. I love those things. Like, I bought a lot of Scum, I don't know, like halfway through 2.5, and I got 2 of these things, and like for a little while, that's what I was obsessed with.
Cool looking
running.
ship.
Yeah, they are. They're amazing.
Like,
you get
are they
3
cool
fucking
looking?
agility, you know?
Yeah.
So as long as you don't blank out, you're golden, baby.
Easy, just don't roll blanks. Done.
Yeah.
Now,
exactly.
So what are these IG88s A and B? What are their powers, and how cool is it that Zero also has that power as well, right?
Yeah. So I decided to go with Q9 because I felt Q9 was better of a ship to run in this list if you're going to run 3 ships. I don't think this is a very good objective list, but I'll tell you what, it's a very fun like aggro list to run. So IG88A allows you to pass the calculate off to somebody else, right? So you get to pass that calculate. B is the one that says, hey, if you are performing an attack and you miss, you get to perform a bonus cannon attack, right? So it's a double tap each ship if you miss, which is hence why I said I do not want to go with Fearless for the pure fact that I don't need that extra hit die because I want to be able to double tap because I don't care about killing you. I just want to double tap. So my IG88B has marksmanship, sync laser cannons, proton bombs, contraband because that's my favorite upgrade in the game, and the title, along with 88A, which has the same thing: marksmanship, sync laser cannons, proton bomb, contraband. But I get delayed fuses and IG or the stupid title, and then I'm going to run Q9 with IG88D to allow for the double calculates, right? Then Dengar, Babu, because, it's Babu. And then I get to run an electronic baffle so that way, if I have a stress and I don't want to put it on Babu, I can literally just, start killing myself to not take the stress. And if I had a second slot here, I would run IG11 just because you can, even
More
though it's
IGs.
horrible.
Yeah,
Just
right.
because it's horrible, but it would be awesome.
Like, why not?
Yeah, exactly. So when you mentioned earlier in our chat, you're like, oh, it would be cool to have an aggressor list. This is the list I was running roughly, back when we could run some of these things.
Yeah.
Right.
I
the
will
good old
say
days.
I always like seeing like the triple brobots on the table, just as a really fun list to see.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
here
like to
with-
fly it, but I like to see it.
Yeah, well, here you get Q9, which is like a brobot essentially. Like it becomes a brobot, and you get the
He's integrated into the fraternity of the brobots.
yeah, exactly, yeah, and you get the free illicit, so you could put the contraband, like, or you could put
Yeah.
FTC if you want to be more of a dick. So like if you have somebody that's just going to do nothing but lock you, just put FTC in your little pocket. And now that it's 5 points, it's free 5 points. You know, like I don't know, like JJ's crazy for adding it to hit, you know, like filling up his slots.
Yeah, I forgot about that ruling. Otherwise, I probably would have changed a
We
little.
could put Babu now. But
Yeah.
you know what? If you remember, some of you might remember, like in the 2.0 days, there was 1 or 2 people that I would see in these tournaments that were running brobots and they were placing super high. So there's a way to do it. You know,
It's fun.
I don't know how to do it, but there's a way
Chris,
to do it.
it's fun to run. I'm just gonna tell you right now. Just
Oh yeah.
get them and run. And like now, I did not know you could run auto blasters. Otherwise, I probably would have put auto blasters on there.
Mhm.
Like I did not know that was a thing. And I think I would have done that. So
Mean. Oh my God! The next one has the Lancer craft. God bless you all.
Yeah, listen. Chris and I are big Star Trek fans. We love the Lancer.
Oh yeah, Defiant, baby.
It's the best Star Trek ship. Yeah, right there.
What list is this?
This is my scum list. This is hey, I found a small loophole. Let's exploit this. So this is Katsu and the Lancer with Fearless, the Mandalorian. So you have a reinforce, Contraband, overtuned Mando optics in the title. You got Lima, our 4 concussion missiles, Dirge, Fearless proton cannons, Contraband, Sarah Sue, ion cannon, HLC marksmanship, and then Bosk because you have 2 points. And what you can do is, hit someone with Katsu, tractor beam them off your ship. Now you're tractored. You have Fearless, you have overtuned Mando optics, whatever you want.
Mhm.
Shoot at them with Dirge and Sarasu, then shoot them with Lima. They roll 1 less agility, and then you can pull the tractor token off of them with R4B11 and force them to reroll their less agility dice.
Oh my God!
After 3 of your ships already shot at them.
Damn.
Which is
You're not nice.
hilarious.
Pretty rude.
That is
Yeah.
really rude. Holy crap.
Not making any friends.
Or,
You're coming
you
off my
know,
friends list,
Hit
man.
someone with Katsu, put it there, and then shoot someone with Shadowcaster, give them a tractor beam, and do the whole thing over again. But, split fire, so they actually, whatever you want. It's kind of funny. Tractor beaming people into proton cannons or HLC bullseyes. And that Katsu is a
Yeah.
very aggressive Katsu
Oh,
that
yeah.
hopefully can live with reinforce and like something. 3 calculates.
At least it's not the super old rules when you could tractor someone on a rock.
I
Rock,
know, I miss
yeah.
that so much.
It's not that mean.
I can tractor Wolf. I can SOC Wolf onto a rock. He's got Q7. It lets me do that.
There you
Oh
go.
man, that's nasty.
Yeah.
Oh
That-
man.
I still don't think it works because you just
No,
use the same movement as a barrel roll.
No, it's
not
when you
actually-
boost or barrel roll, you can go over obstacles. It's a
No,
barrel
I
roll.
know. It is, so it's not a barrel roll. Tractoring, like, because I could barrel roll and then get tractored in a barrel roll because it's not. It's just the same. You just use the template the same way. It's not technically the same move.
I'm pretty, I don't know about that.
Let's look it up. Let's look it
Judge,
up. Go to the
Judge.
rules corner, baby. Here we go.
All right, we're gonna
Survey
move-
says.
while you.
I got right here.
All right.
It's perform the words barrel roll using the one thing. But you, this move cannot cause the ship to move through or overlap an obstacle.
Yeah, but things that let you do it override things that don't.
No, cannot
Basically just-
overrides can.
But like then Q7 would never work. Ever.
Well, that's because normally it fails. It's not saying it fails. It's just giving you an explicit clause that you can't do that.
Just buy Andrew a Philly
Hmm.
cheesesteak sandwich and he'll let it go.
That's true. If you buy Andrew food, he will let you do whatever you want.
You're
Oh
all killing
man,
me
is
here.
this holy smokes? 3 Star Fortresses?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yes. So this one actually came from this one here was actually given to me, or at least the archetype was given to me by a local of mine. His name is Matt. He goes by Dr. Money Pants because his pants are literally made of money. So we got 3-star fortresses here. We got Bentine here with Man's Optics, Perceptive Co-Pilot, Veteran Turbo Gunner, Seismic Charges. We got Cat in the Star Fortress with Marksmanship, Optics, Perceptive Co-Pilot, Veteran Turret Gunner, and then Finch Dallow with Perceptive Co-Pilot, Paige Tico, Veteran Turret Gunner, and Thermal Detonators, and then Elo Atzi with Marksmanship, Heroic, M9G8, and the foils to go on there. Now, what's really, really good about this particular list is Cat's ability, which if the defender that she's attacking is near a friendly device, she gets to roll 1 additional attack die. With Finch Dallow, you can use Paige Tico after you perform your first shot and then deploy a bomb, which you could put it anywhere around Finch Dallow, and you could do it twice with thermal. And then Cat can essentially double tap with Veteran Turret Gunner and shoot basically a 4-die attack and then a 3-die attack, and then have 2 focuses to mod them as needed, and then of course optics to spend that extra focus if you still happen to have it. It is super, super nasty. I like this a lot.
The Star Fortress needs to come back to standard. They need to reprint
It's
that.
such a good looking
It's
ship too.
It's such a unique looking model, right? Like it's
Yeah.
a great silhouette on the table. I love the goofy pilot abilities that get factored into it. Like Finch Dallow, just the place the bomb anywhere is like such a for like such a rules heavy game.
You never see that. Yeah.
You never see it, but there's so many rules in this game where it's like use this template, do this very specific, accurate thing. Finch Dallow is just like, I don't know, put it down, touch the base, figure it out, you're fine. Place it in the play area, touching you instead. That means a bajillion things.
That's great.
All right. I have played a very similar list to this in, I don't know, what maybe it was XCC, but I have played a very similar list to this. All right, the next one, Alex, is a Ray list. What? That's Ray's not extended. You have 1 extended ship in here. What the hell?
There's only 1 extended resistance.
Oh my god. No, there's not. There's more. There's multiple pilots.
Yes, there's 1
pilots,
ship.
but ship chassis
Whatever.
is 1.
I wanted to put a Star
Hard to
Fortress
follow
in a
up.
5-ship list with Ray because that's funny to me. So you just got Ray, Heroic, Rose, Finn, blah 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 blah. Jarek, Marksmanship overtuned, targeting computer. We got Ben Tenney with VTG, Paige Tico, thermal detonators, light fuse of seismics.
You gotta rattle those opponents.
Yep.
What
Shaza,
about
thermal
Han
detonators
Falcon?
engine.
Isn't Han Falcon banned?
Oh, Resistance Han.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Resistance
I
Han.
thought you were saying, what about Han Falcon? The most played ship in the game right now. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, he's 6
It
points.
took me a minute there.
15 loadout.
He's only 6?
Yes.
And he starts like wherever, right?
As long as beyond
Outside
range
of
3 of the enemy ships. Yep.
Yeah.
Man, you could do Chewie and Han and for 12 points and still fill it out with a bunch of ships. Jeez.
Yes.
Or fill it out with Ray.
Mean.
But yeah, this is just kind of a silly list. That VTG Paige Tico combo, if you haven't seen it before, just lets you just shoot continuously or drop a bomb. So you can just shoot once, rotate Paige to whoever you need to shoot, and then VTG that shot. So you're double tapping as long as they were in your front arc somewhere. Or inside arcs, really, because you can just rotate to the other side, right? So anywhere not directly behind you. typically.
Seems pretty good.
Pretty mean.
All right, let's move on to some FO. Chris, I'm going to give you this list because I know you're an FO aficionado here. And what did JJ bring?
First order, best order, baby. Midnight with Proud and Swarm Tactics. So I presume Midnight will be swarming Whirlwind, who has some different stuff. Elusive,
Yeah,
Pattern
nothing
Analyzer,
good.
Predator, and Enhanced Jamming Suite.
Yeah, I meant to put that as optics.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
sure you did. Sure you
Too
did.
late. Too late. Nope, can't do it anymore. Kylo and a Whisper also. So this is gonna be like jamming heaven over here. Brilliant Evasion, Instinctive Aim, Concussion Missiles, Advanced Optics, Enhanced Jamming Suite. And this is Tabson, who actually the first time I made cut at PAX, I flew Tabson, a regular Upsilon, Starkiller, and Kylo. So this is great to see Tabson back. He's only 8 points, guys. Only 8 points. But Tabson with advanced optics, which is cool on him, especially perceptive co-pilot and sensor buoy suite. So he's putting 2 buoys probably on these obstacles near the middle, getting free target locks once they get near them. Tabson, every time you shoot him, unless he's stressed, he spends a charge. He has 2 charges, and he's able to do an action. So he can target lock. He'll probably have a reinforcer ready. He could do focus. Get 2 focuses. If he rolls a blank, use advanced optics. He's very easy to kill because he only has 6 shields and 6 hull. So he's
Only.
So he's probably never going to be remade. But I love having Tabson on this list. Make it happen.
Fair enough. I like Tabson too. I just don't like the dial for the Upsilon, right? Like it's just I lose with it. I don't know. I don't know how to make it work. It would be nice if it could, but I can't get it to work ever.
Almost like a self bump. We used to do something cheesy, like we go over a part of the rock, hopefully take a damage, and then you do the action. It's so cheesy and it's amazing.
Yeah, if you fly over an asteroid, you're guaranteed 1 damage, right? Then you might get a second one and just get 2 actions for flying through a rock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my god.
If they remake him, which I don't think they are, everyone thinks they, or maybe the people I think I don't think they'll give him 6 shields, but if so, that would be gravy. FO needs help.
I don't know about that. All right.
Not like they won something recently or anything, you know.
Yeah, and he hasn't won anything because we don't have this extended tournament. But hey, if you're going to PAX, make sure you fly Tabson, or if you'd rather, you could fly Thanison because
petty.
You could be petty about how you want to win. What does Thanison even do?
I love Petty Officer Thanison. It lets you during the activation.
Weird stuff.
During your activation or engagement phase, after shipping your fun arc, at 0 to 2, gains a stress token. You can spend 1 charge. He's got 1 reoccurring. And if you do, that ship gets a tractor token. It's hilarious now that they have red focus actions when you bump at range 0.
Yeah,
tractor them off your Epsilon.
Yeah, range 2, bullseye, and if you have a cannon.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in this one, this says Pattern Analyzer, Novice Tech, Baffle, and Phasma. Phasma also works, although it's not really doing too much at the end. But Phasma, just at the end of the engagement, each enemy ship that's not stressed, 0 to 1, takes a stress. It's a very strong control piece. And then, Kylo Whisper, Instinctive Fanatical Concussion Optics, Blackout Lone Wolf, Sensor Scramblers Prockets, and then Magpulse Halorus. Is trying to control as much as you can and hit really hard.
Yep.
Yeah. Petty officer just punches them while the other guys hopefully just flank in and destroy them. You have Phasma we're gonna do the Pete Captain Phasma rule, where anybody who uses the crew Phasma has to wear a Phasma helmet.
True.
Hello, of course.
So you got to be full Chrome Dome.
You know what? You know what I say to this?
Chrome Dome.
Like what I say to this is, if we had only had Death Troopers, we wouldn't need
Yeah.
Phasma. Death Troopers at 4 points. Phasma so much worse at 5. Why is Phasma 5 points? Why?
Yeah, I don't know. That's good. Yeah, it should be 4. That's a good point.
It is
Yeah,
kind
and-
of funny with just pattern analyzer, electronic baffle, and 12 health to just stop and then baffle out the stress, stop again, still get all your actions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the last thing I want to shout out, and mainly because we don't have a list up here, is Lieutenant Dormitz also is another noteworthy consideration, especially with Lingava being able to go in with the hyperspace communication, which you can place your ships at Initiative 6. Just having him come in, deploy Initiative 6, and have 2 ships in front of you there. You can put like quick draw with Lingava and like another ship, and then you could just basically make it to the other side of the board with both a focus evade and then target lock later on. It's a super hyper aggressive list for first order, but definitely a lot of practice to get to that point. But yeah, that's another fun one.
Upsilon's a fun, guys.
I know. I have one.
I feel like the Upsilon should get
I have
re-released
2 of
too.
them.
Yeah.
It would be
It-
nice.
It's in a similar camp as the Lambda in that like it's a ship that appears prominently in the movies. It should be in the game, kind of thing. And like
Exactly.
TIE bombers were in that for standard, like that standard situation for a little while until they got re-released, right? It's like this is an iconic classic ship prominently featured in the movies. It should be in the game, right? And it's like I lament stuff like Star Vipers not being in standard because they're extremely cool. But I also understand it's like these were EU comic book style ships, right? Like I kind of get it, but like when it comes to stuff, it's like, come on. Like if you watch The Force Awakens, that ship is like right there. And then when you watch, and then in Last Jedi, it's like right, it is a prominent ship. Put it in the game, right? For especially for FO, who's like lacking in ships. Like lacking in ship variety, right? Like they have fewer chassis than other factions.
I feel like if they re-release it, it'll have like 3 attack dice instead of 4.
Yeah, I mean, probably they would probably rebalance it, but
Yeah, and
I
then it
would
would
still
be
take
like not 7 and 8 points respectively.
No, yeah, it would definitely be cheaper. Yeah, a rebalanced version, I'm sure is fine to have, right? But
Yeah.
I just would like it to be available as an option for people because I think it's I don't know. I think we deserve to have the cool movie ships on the table, guys.
I know.
It's a
I own 2 of
controversial
them.
opinion.
Damn it! I need it. I have 2
And
of
you
them.
need hyperspace tracking data, and so you can put them in the middle of the board to start the game.
All right. No.
It's
don't
small
want
ship
that.
only now. It's fine. It's almost
Yeah, it's
balanced.
totally fixed. It's no problem. Just put 3 silencers out in front of it. Ugh.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. It has been a journey. Thank you, Pete and Chris from YAXP, for joining us tonight. Real quick before we end, shout out, where can they find you if they care to listen to your podcast? And you guys do a weekly podcast, so there's definitely content to consume there.
We tend to release on what we like to call Thrawn Thursdays. No, but it's me, Chris, and Sam. We weekly podcast release on Wednesday or Thursdays. Every podcast platform of choice. You can just search for YAXP, Yet Another X-Wing Podcast, and you'll find us.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight, and thank you, Pete and Chris. It was a pleasure to have you on. Here's a really quick. We're gonna end with a funny story. I messaged Pete before even JJ asked to have him on. I messaged Pete and I said, "Hey, you sound really close to this gentleman I know called Chip from my Star Wars Destiny days." And I messaged you and I was like, "Hey, are you Chip in disguise?" Like, because this guy was very mysterious. He had a Destiny podcast called Discard to Reroll, which, by the way, like, genius title. Like, just
Incredible.
one of the best.
Yeah, well, that's a mechanic for non-Destiny players. That's a mechanic in Destiny. Is like
Yes.
literally you discard a card to reroll. But anyway,
Yes, genius title. Like, one of the, like, to me, that was the best podcast, like, for the namesake. And they were
Mhm.
funny, and the guy sounds like you. And so I don't know. I was probably stoned. I was stoned as fuck one night.
I wish I was, Chip, and I wish I was into Destiny at a time when making a podcast would have been relevant. I only got into Destiny after it died.
Yes. What I'm saying now is that maybe you should sell off all your Shatterpoint and buy into Star Wars Unlimited, because Sam and I talked about this. By the way,
I don't need to sell off my Shatterpoint to buy into. I'm
Okay.
already planning to buy into Star Wars Unlimited. I
right.
already have. I have on my shelf behind me a box with special theme Destiny decks and dice printed up by some dudes in Hungary. They were like unreleased FFG like theme decks, Vader versus Luke, where you would like equip their respective lightsabers at setup. Yeah, it was like they had only talked about it. They hadn't like these are like leaked playtester decks.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I really like Star Wars Destiny, and I'm really excited for Unlimited.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be great.
The worst is that Sam and I talked about that, because Sam knows I like Destiny, and it was like, that's one of my favorite games. And Sam was like, "Are you getting into it?" Like, I don't want to, but yes, I probably will. And he's like, we could all link up here. And I was like, yep. Because Brendan, one of the friends of the show from my local group, he's getting into it. He has a couple of friends, and my idea is, instead of like Destiny, I bought everything. I was the guy that went out and said, buy me a case, baby. Give me a case of this shit. Like $450, $460. No problem. 3 times a year. My wife was like, what the fuck are you spending your money on? I was like, don't worry.
No, here's the pro move.
Don't worry.
You tell her you pre-ordered it and you paid for it a long time ago. And it's like, it's been paid for. You all know that move, right?
No, I didn't. That's a good move. And
good move.
I did. In fairness, I did actually pre-order some stuff. I told my local store, I was like, hey, I know you don't have a thing, but if you could get it for me, I'm just saying, I'm down. But I think it's going to be... Yeah. It's going to be more like Magic the Gathering, in that you get to buy into different play styles, right? In Magic the Gathering, you have like, I don't know, whatever.
Draft style and stuff, right? Yeah.
And you have different deck styles too. Like, it's not just the play style, but you have different deck styles. And usually with Magic the Gathering, you don't buy everything. It doesn't happen. So... that's what I was talking with Sam with. I was like, yes, I want to get into it. This other guy wants to get into it. Maybe we can all like collaborate where we all buy enough shit to share with each other, and it doesn't cost us a fortune. That way I don't have to buy everything to play everything. I could just say, these are the 2 styles of play that I want to play, and you have the other ones, and we could just interchange them when we go to tournaments. And
put together a deck that you like, or a deck archetype you like, and stick with it. I'm really excited. It looks really cool. I'm a big fan of the art that's in it. It's all like cohesive in a way that appeals to me. But I'm with day one, I'm buying the starter box. I'm buying a box of boosters, and I'm buying a case of Mountain Dew, and my brother's coming over, and we're gonna crack packs and play Star Wars Destiny. It's gonna be Star Wars Unlimited, whatever, Destiny 2. And no dice means cheaper. A stronger likelihood it is both cheaper and easier to continue manufacturing in a way that the Destiny dice thing, I think limited them and made it easier for to get like Sunset as a product.
Yeah, they could have solved the problem by just saying roll D6 dice and call it a day, and we wouldn't have this issue.
I've tried doing that. I have tried like using D6s as like stand-ins. It just like, it's so hard to then compare to the little chart on the card.
It is, but if they built the cards with numbers on it, you wouldn't have that issue.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
They didn't though, because they wanted you to buy the damn card. But anyway, I let's not go on, because I could spend the next hour talking about Star Wars Unlimited, and we should probably stop.
I do want to just bring up something that you guys said at your last show, which was your Star Wars question of the week about what horror film you would put Star Wars characters into.
Yeah. Right.
Max Rebo as Pennywise, and then the kids from Revenge of the Sith before they got sliced by Anakin.
The younglings.
The younglings. Yes, that's something I want to see.
Okay, how about
Max Rebo Pennywise?
That's a lot of questions.
Yeah, fuck that. How about JJ? Why not all the Ewoks in Children of the Corn? Like, what the fuck is like? That's the easiest thing ever. Like, I don't even know. Why is this even a question? Like, oh, we have Children of the Corn? Let's just put Ewoks in there. They don't speak English. They don't know how to communicate. Like, come on. They eat
say
people, for
Ichita.
fuck's sake.
Oh, man, that was great. That was great.
Star Wars question of the week. There you go.
Hey, man.
yeah. Present it to us. I watch a lot of horror movies, so
Yeah.
I like a lot of metal. I listen to a lot of death metal and shit like that. So horror movies are right up my alley in that aspect.
My,
mean,
my
think about
answer
it.
was Salacious Crumb as the creature in Alien.
All right. I can see it. I can see that.
Especially with that crazy laugh, right? For Return of the Jedi.
Okay. How about this? How about Kylo Ren as Freddy Krueger? Like the new and improved Freddy Krueger.
Now,
It's
with
just
the
like in
mask,
your
right?
dreams.
Oh, with the mask.
Well,
yeah.
so
mask,
here's the
yeah.
thing. Adam Driver is already in my dreams.
Hey-o.
He's just not trying to kill me.
But in this, he
He's trying
would.
to do other stuff.
Yeah.
I'd
Well, he
let
would
him,
do
though.
both in this one because we know Freddy Krueger was a child molester. So, I mean,
I'm an adult, but some people are into that. I guess.
Now we know why Kylo's lightsaber is broken.
no.
Oh.
All right. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. You're going to. Jesus Christ.
Explicit title.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you click the button. I warned you in advance.
Well, I don't have to click the button until later. So, we're
All
good.
right.
Oh my God.
You wouldn't want like all those R2 units in Astromechs to be like Puppet Master? Wouldn't that be awesome? Just tiny little Astromechs terrorizing people.
Chopper Saw.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Chopper is Saw. I 100% see. I see that all over the board. Chopper is Saw. Oh my God.
Chopper as like the guy from Saw or as the
Yes.
weird Saw puppet?
The
No.
little puppet
As
on
the guy
bike.
from Saw.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was visualizing Chopper on like the little bicycle, like let's play a game.
Yeah, like the little
Yeah.
puppet. Yeah. He could be
Yeah,
both. He wouldn't need his own little puppet because he already is a little.
that's
little
right.
And it wouldn't be
With
let's
little-
play a
little
game.
arms.
It would be like a boop boop beep boop 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 boop
Hang
and
on.
shit like that.
Do
Yeah.
we have time? Do we have time for a live mea culpa?
Sure. We have time
Based
for whatever you
on-
want.
Based on an old ruling for collision detector, the tractor Q7 Astro thing, letter of the law would work.
Oh,
But I also have I would have no reservation in guessing that if you posed the question with the Q7 as the thing instead of collision detector, they would say no, that doesn't work because sometimes you get rulings like you can't put 3 illicits on the Razor Crest because the collision detector it's like, oh yeah, you can ignore it. Can you get moved onto it? And they're like, oh yeah, that's fine, right? But like,
Yeah.
if they suddenly like it does the damage, they're gonna be like, no, that's when we put the rule in the first place. You can't do the damage to people, right? So you can have it both ways, you see. But no, but currently the only ruling on this is from last year. It's from October 22, and it says with collision detector you can get tractored on obstacles.
Fair enough.
Find out.
Sounds good.
That sounds horrible. It sounds like that might be one I run at PAX if I go. There you go.
Collision detector?
No, no,
No,
That's in
Ketsu.
standard.
No,
It's
Ketsu.
legal. It's just,
no,
Ketsu.
Ketsu.
Well, that Katsu Limo combo just sounds so fun.
Yeah, for real,
Just you
man.
roll less agility and then cool. I'm gonna make you re-roll your defense dice.
Hmm.
You're not tractor anymore though. Congratulations.
That's nice. It's a treat.
Yeah. All my other ships shot, but you know,
You know, we didn't do. You guys didn't do any Republic, and there's
there's
some,
no extended
some-
ships in Republic.
Yeah, it's not extended, man.
There's no. Yes, there is. There's a ton of banned stuff. Sense.
Well, there's upgrades, yes. but
R2A6 or whatever that guy is, R6A6, whatever that guy, you can change your move. You can do
Oh,
like,
Sassy 10. Yeah, you're right.
No. You could do Anakin 7B, right? I don't have a full list of this. I just have a guy, right? You could do Anakin 7B with the astromech that lets you change your move and sense, and then still some extra points, 3 points left to do just do whatever you want. So Anakin can look at your dial and then decide to change his move to be out of your arc and forget having to boost or barrel roll to do it.
and still have Predator left over.
Yeah, right. And then you still have Predator. Exactly. Yeah. It's like, oh, that's a nice one straight you're doing there. It'd be a shame if I was suddenly 3 banking.
It's Seven Fleet Gunner banned and comes back, right?
It's not banned. It's just
not banned.
All right.
It's
So,
just
no,
basically
it's
unplayable.
It's pointed out. That's right.
It's
It's
13 points.
Yes,
The
it's
points, the pointed out stuff is still pointed out, but
Yeah.
the upgrades are all legal.
Bring Pyre back.
Yeah, give me some pyro.
Yeah,
I love that.
whatever. I mean,
Pyro
same
Phasma.
thing. Resistance Han doesn't need to be banned anymore either with the round 2 objective thing.
Yeah.
Like,
What about Freddy Krueger
still
with
good, but not
lightsaber for
as
his
crazy. Lightsabers
for
is
his
his fingers.
blades? Yeah,
That's if Freddy was in Star Wars, not if we were in, not if Star
But
Wars
he's
was
not?
in Harbor.
What?
Yeah, he is actually. All right, I'm done. I'm done delaying the end of your podcast. Sorry.
That's right.
I,
All right.
I wanted to
Pete said, "Hey, how do I make your podcast 3 hours long?
even longer.
Let me do this. Let me do this for you." All right. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We'll be back next week Sunday. I will tell you my schedule my schedule is different. Next week Sunday is 100% a sure thing unless something weird happens. My daughter is having surgery for her tumor in the week after that. And so that Sunday is a 50-50 for me. Right now, my wife and I have committed to still trying to keep a few personal things that we can do, on the side. And one of the things I chose was the podcast because I feel I get a lot out of this and I enjoy hanging out with everybody every week. It's fun to me. I don't know. I like it. So JJ hates it and he tells me every day he wants to quit. But that's only because I made him wear a Lions hat because he lost the bet. And we haven't done the finale for Ahsoka, but guess what? Tanner has been right about 2 bets now. Actually, probably 3, but definitely 2. I have 100% been right about 2, and we will decide as a community the punishment JJ will get for Tanner being right. Because I don't care what anyone says, and I won't spoil it right now. But the bet we made, I 100% was right, and JJ can eat fucking crow on screen because of this.
Make him fly a standard list at the extended tournament at PAX as punishment.
I was gonna say make him wear a Jets hat.
No.
I was gonna say make him wear like a Jets hat.
No. Hey Pete, if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna make him fly all Scum Hawks generics. For that, he has to pay.
Swarm.
He has to pay the price to go to PAX and fly all Scum Hawks that are generic. There you go.
Disgusting.
Ugh, that would be horrible. I'm not that mean.
That
Oh, maybe
2-point
I
bit.
am. Yeah, I might be. So anyway, sorry about that. Thank you all for joining us. If you have not checked out YAXP on whatever they're on, they're on every platform. So literally, you can any platform you can get a podcast on, you can literally find YAXP on there. Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Chris, for joining us. It was a pleasure. We will be back next week, Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 2100 Eastern, or 0100 hours. Have a good night, and we will see you on the Flippity Flop.
Good night, everybody.